welcome to Shenanigoons. We are a D&D 5e podcast. We used to be a podcast. We are now we're technically going to be a podcast, sort of. We're a rough edit podcast.
Yeah. If you're listening to this as a podcast, hi, thanks for sticking around for 6 to 7 episodes of questionable lack of editing.
I like vodcast. Vodcast is great. Dead Aussie Gamer, vodcast. I love
Povocast?
Speaking of which, we're all playing each other's characters tonight.
Did you guys not get in order? Well, I think 2 of you were in order.
Well, I don't know that we ever switched back after we were missing a person.
Nope. No, this is a completely different.
No, I'm going to just talk like this.
All right, you guys have a sandwich?
It's just going to be me.
And this is how the sausage is made.
Nope, still not in the order.
Yeah, this is the correct order. This is the correct order we're supposed to come on, but things got switched around, I think.
Yeah, it got switched around because somebody was missing.
I was napping.
There we go.
Almost.
So close.
Nope.
2 people were sharing a screen last time.
Wait for it. Chat,
Clean cup, move down.
This was planned. It's fine.
We are technically at a tea party.
And we still can't hear you, Logan. It's fine.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hear me. This would have been a good thing to check before we went live. So I'm going to just have to play around for a second. It's going to be just a moment. And
hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yay!
It is the 18th of June, which means tomorrow, the 19th of June, we will be having a one-shot Wednesday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific. You will be able to watch dear friend of the network, Rev of the Crit Show podcast. He will be hosting a Monster of the Week one-shot tomorrow. So go check him out.
Yes. Now we are in the right spot.
Yes.
Change places. So
music hasn't stopped.
And to follow up, Heather put it in chat, but if you go to nerdsmith.org/pride, you can pre-order our kick-ass Dragon Pride egg enamel pin, where if you pre-order during June, all the profits from the pre-orders are going to be going to the Trevor Project to support their life-saving services for LGBTQ plus youth in crisis. We wanted to give a little back for Pride, and you should do so too.
Yep, and the pin looks a lot like the egg emoji that I just posted in chat.
Yes.
Created by Autumn.
Oh, and no, we're having audio sync issues.
Well, this will be a fantastic
testing
time.
1, 2, 3.
A Dead Aussie Gamer, are we having audio sync issues?
Oh wow, that's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad.
Well, then it's for the best that the people listening in a podcast can only hear us and not see the syncing.
Everybody close your eyes.
They don't know anything is happening.
We're going to Imagination Land tonight.
Just pretend we're really good ventriloquists. I mean, if we just live in that reality, nothing is wrong.
Right. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice.
We're not doing ASMR.
Close your eyes.
Bonnie takes her sword.
Nope.
No.
No.
Wow, that was better.
You cut out, Anne. Sorry.
Yep.
Said, can somebody please subscribe to Cut Off Tessa so we don't hear the end of that?
Rude.
Welcome to Shenanigans.
Testing. This is me testing my microphone.
Well, this is us responding to your testing.
Wow, that is really far off.
We're streaming from Star Wars tonight. It's a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, evidently. Light travels faster than sound. There's supposed to be a way to do a delay.
You know, that always tripped me out where like you're walking down the hall of high school and you see like a ball bounce against the ground and then it takes a second for the sound to actually hit you, and it's like my mind is in the future, but my body is in the present.
I had the same experience, only it took a second for the ball to hit me.
Oh,
Do we want to do a brief recap while Logan is
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Probably not.
No.
Okay. I will not recap then.
So the problem is that I can delay the audio, but the audio is coming after. So,
we could talk about the items beneath me, our show interactions.
That's true.
That's true.
So if you
want to see some cool stuff
Yeah,
happen, go ahead.
you can
Ryan.
tip us $10. You will gift a reroll to either a player or Logan, which can be used at the worst possible times. Autumn, Fennec.
That's really weird, Kyle. My notes say that we're no longer providing a reroll to the DM. That you're only allowed to pick a player. That's really weird that our notes are so different.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
gee,
Well,
that
I
must
mean,
be-
you
I'm
probably have the
thinking
more
they-
up to date one. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably have the more up to date ones. So yeah,
That's very true,
sorry
that's very
everybody.
Quite
You
all
totally
right.
can't give a reroll to the DM.
That's not something that we do here. Sorry.
I'm not allowed. $15 is a spin on the wheel of causality. So when you donate your $15 tip, you can specify an NPC present in the scene or one of the PCs present. And the wheel of causality spins, and a random effect will occur that will either be hilarious or sad or both. Sometimes in combat, sometimes out of combat. They're all great.
And only
both.
Heather and Kyle are really familiar with what's on the list, which is fun for everybody else.
Because
So you'll
we
see
wrote
us
most
chuckle
of 'em.
before everybody just goes, no. $25, you get to introduce an NPC. We will ask you for a race and personality quirk, I believe, and a name, maybe, I think.
Sounds right.
We would
And
like a
then
name.
we'll introduce them into the scene. Yeah, and we
Please
have
put them
to
in chat
interact.
if you do that, so that we have
Yes, please.
time to react to your request.
Yeah,
If
Streamlabs
you
makes
do this
it
during
flash
comment,
too
they will be
quick.
murdered.
So,
And Mike is doing some sort of object work that I can't quite identify.
oh, well, Dead Aussie
Dead
Gamer.
Aussie Gamer
Just doing
Oh.
bullet
told us to
time.
go really slow.
Yeah.
God. And I'll do it in
Yeah, ooh, we're echo back.
Back again.
Yeah.
oh, the sound came
Tell
back.
a friend.
See, I was gonna mime $50 makes like I had this whole thing planned. It was gonna be
3
great.
words. 14 syllables. Sounds like shut up, Kyle. That's oddly specific.
That's way less than 14 syllables.
I said it sounds like.
Oh, gotcha.
Really quickly, too, before we jump in, we're going to do a very quick shout out to our sponsors. So thank you to World Anvil. We are currently, all of us are in Heroes right now, so we will be occasionally putting quotes of things that happen, updating journals. In my case, I'm putting what Bonnie is wearing because as a bard, sometimes it's very important when you're wearing a slinky dress and no armor when you're about to get into combat. So, that's an ideal time to use that time stop. Someone quick time stop so I can put my armor on before I die in combat. Perfect. Problem
There you
solved.
go. Good call.
Problem solved. So thank you very much to World Anvil. They are a robust campaign management software, extremely good for world building. And if you are a novelist or a player in a game or a DM, we cannot recommend them highly enough. So you guys should go to worldanvil.com and go check them out. Secondly,
I caught the World Anvil
Testing
bug
1,
again.
there you are, my love.
No, I'm here. The problem is the
He's
audio is.
testing timing.
Uh,
The audio
and
didn't have its
also
coffee this afternoon.
And also thank you to Die Hard Dice, our dice sponsor, where you can go and get 15% off your first or next order of dice with the coupon code Goonies. We adore them. They are incredible company. Their dice are beautiful. you should definitely go check out their Scroll of Rolling. They've been coming out with new colors all of the time in both metal and polymer sets, and they're phenomenal. So go visit dieharddice.com and use the coupon code Goonies at checkout for 15% off your first or next order. And if you've already done that with the Goonies code, don't worry. There are lots of other Nerdsmith shows that have codes of their own.
Check
you
them
just
out.
gotta go hunt them down.
Go check them out. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Shows like Tooth and Nail.
Oh, yeah.
Which I believe released an episode yesterday or today. I cannot remember off the top of my head.
There is an episode
but you
out.
go listen. They're very,
Yes.
very.
Yep, they do deep dives into different types of monsters and all the details. It's a lot of fun.
I will say Heather's now in sync.
Oh, I am, but nobody else is.
Logan was when I tuned into the audio for a brief minute. You were
Kyle's in sync. I'm in sync.
everything but the.
Maybe
Testing
it
1,
depends
2,
on-
3.
No, you're delayed, Logan, but we're okay. That's weird.
Am I okay?
That's very strange.
Woo! Thank you, Dead Aussie Gamer. We have followers on Heroes.
Yay!
We have fun things.
Yeah.
We have very
Huzzah.
fun things on our Heroes. There's a blood splatter all over Adelaide.
So I'm the only one.
I don't know. I haven't been told if I'm off. I'm definitely a bit off, but
You're on sync.
sweet.
Okay.
How about you, Tessa?
I think I'm okay from what I was looking at, but
You're a little.
Could be your interwebs.
could be our inter.
But we're going through their interwebs. Welcome to Shenanigoons Troubleshooting, where everything is off except our troubleshooter. It's the only thing that's not awful in this situation.
The painted pixies got into the wires and they're fucking with us.
Oh,
You
that
can't
ruined
do
it.
that with fiber optic cables. It ruins.
No, that's a terrible point. Well, let's talk a little bit about what happened last time then on
Yar.
Shenanigoons. Last time
Yep.
on Shenanigoons, I went too far back
Started
on my
a
notes.
date. We set up a
Uh-huh.
date.
Yeah, we did. That was the big thing.
Well, Logan had the audacity to make Susan the Lesser remotely empathetic, or rather sympathetic.
Right.
And now I hear myself okay once. Yeah, so we decided to get her a date with a troll gentleman.
Testing,
who's
1,
living
2.
in the cave. Lindquist, who is very nice and seemed to have taken a shining to Susan the Lesser, and so we decided to try to. Well, Bonnie very enthusiastically leapt into the whole matchmaker situation.
Test.
We just figured getting Susan the T gauntlet might get us paid and out of here.
Mhm. And Lindquist, the infinite T gauntlet, is part of the heritage of his people, so it's entirely possible that he does have it. So, through a little bit of liquid courage and a little bit of finagling, a message was passed on to Susan the Lesser to come and meet Lindquist on a date for tea in her troll form, because this tea that the family is after is what keeps them from transforming into trolls. Yeah, we didn't think that went all the way through so well. But
It'll be
we
fine.
did eventually. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, be totally fine. But we did get them on a date after meeting the Goa.
Please don't move your lip.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. I was pantomiming, sobbing.
Oh, We did meet the Whisk's house servant, Goa host, who was incredibly helpful. Maybe. We're not sure how helpful they were. We left. We were told to go to Marcos for clothing. And to get a dress for Susan the Lesser, and then Bonnie took the opportunity to be like, I'm playing and providing music for this first date. I should definitely have a dress, which was 500 gold, and she was not prepared for that price at all. Thanks to Merrick, who paid for the other half of her dress, because Bonnie did not have enough.
Milady.
And with the date...
Oh, God. Do we have to get Merrick a fedora now?
That's a trilby, but... Yeah.
The date going, starting off a little rocky, but starting to go very well. We came to the end of the episode with a large, angry troll man barreling down on...
Testing 1, 2,
Green
3.
giant.
The date. We found out that Lynn was out. There was a cat who was just clawing me in the stomach. Was a green tea troll, which was brilliant and delightful. And that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The big, scary dude just got to Merrick and was reaching down towards him when we cut the game, so.
Yeah.
Filson,
Mm-hmm.
totally not copyrighted character,
Nope.
100% original, and not referencing anything.
No, of course not.
So yeah.
This is a pretty referential adventure.
It
Mhm.
is. It is.
And then freeze frame with a fist about to hit Merrick, and Merrick in voiceover going, "You're probably
Testing,
wondering
1, 2, 3.
how I ended up like that."
Does that seem a little better?
Yes, seems a lot better.
Not quite perfect,
Yes,
but it's
much better.
better, right?
Yes.
All right.
Testing my voice, because I seemed a little off just then. Yeah, I'm off now, but
Marcos.
I fixed
It's
myself, but
really
you're all
weird
slightly
that we're
off.
why are we in different stages?
ASM Marcos.
Yes.
No, I'm off now.
Hmm.
Oh.
Is this something that could be corrected by stopping and starting again, potentially? Because I can just patch these together in the final VOD.
We can try it.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Was that like sexy Adelaide?
No, we're good. Testing. I didn't
Nice.
mean to say chesting
Okay.
my voice, okay?
All right.
Hooray! Thank you
So,
for being
on
so
that
patient,
note,
everyone. And
I
Turn
assume
it
we
off.
signed everything
Podcast,
to you.
I'm sure this was
And
fun.
back on again.
That looks pretty good. All right, let's hope it stays that way. Please, everyone, let us know if it starts to get off again, and we will change it up. So, on that note,
We did the recap, but would you like a really quick recap for yourself, Logan?
no, I heard
Okay.
everything. Even if I had you muted, I was listening. The reason I was muting was because I was hearing you twice.
Gotcha.
So we'll be right back, and we shall see you with the start of Shenanigoons. Welcome back.
We're
It's
back.
still not working. There it is.
Yay.
All right. They can hear you. They just couldn't hear me. Just getting my notes open here as we get rid of OBS because it doesn't like me today. So you should still be able to hear me just fine. There's my notes. And then I've got Heather's notes here because I have a very good note taker.
The best.
Linked somewhere. Where's it linked?
In the Zoom chat.
Yes.
That was not helpful. All right, there we go. I didn't know you could do links there.
Hey, I found a copper down here while I'm playing the
Awesome.
violin. Let me grab it.
Thank you,
Let me grab
Grey
that
Wolf.
copper.
Thank you, Grey Wolf, the boss.
I found a copper.
So,
Where are you going to put it?
In my boobs.
Of course.
I mean, that's the only place you have right now.
Yep.
Yeah, with the dress you're
you put it
wearing
in your,
currently.
inside your violin.
No, that would ruin the sound. How dare you?
Well, it's a rattle too. It's a maraca.
You got a rhythm section. It's great.
If I wanted
It's a
a rhythm section, I
maraca.
would have played the hurdy-gurdy.
Be a one-man band, one woman.
I want Bonnie walking around all indignant with cymbals on her ankles, like like fucking Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins.
She'd do it, too.
So Arthur's just
Another
he
cheer from Grey Wolf.
stretches and he
Oh, thank
yawns.
you. Hey, look, the bot's working.
Hey!
What's that?
It sounded to me like Grey Wolf was going to give us one a minute based on
Yeah,
the
I
One
thought
a
so
minute.
too.
I'm like, we'll just never stop streaming. We'll be rich.
So Arthur wakes
We'll
up from
die.
a long nap.
Yeah, I stretch and yawn.
So Arthur,
He's dressed by
what
a
have
small
you been
bird.
doing this whole time while the party has been
I
off?
have
and,
been sleeping. I literally was in a food coma, and they just
you ate like 7 sandwiches on your way over.
Really heavy.
And if
I
we
mean, that
go-
tryptophan and the turkey, it was just yeah.
I was gonna say if we go by the
I thought it was psilocybin in the turkey. Is
Ah.
it tryptophan?
either or. As I say, if we go by the How I Met Your Mother rules, then that was a lot of sandwiches. For those that don't know,
This is-
sandwiches were a metaphor
Euphemism.
for pot.
Yeah.
Euphemism.
No, see, I don't think Bonnie's finding all these coins. I think Arthur is walking in our direction, going, "Ooh, piece of gold! Ooh, piece of gold!"
Ooh, a copper.
Putting them in
Ooh,
his
a
pocket.
copper.
So, you guys would have left a note for Arthur. What did that note say?
Morning, Sleeping Beauty. We each wrote a line. This is how this
There you
works.
go. Yes, now you got to go around the table. Thank you for that, Ange.
You're
We're
welcome.
that was
going to the
first line. Morning,
caves.
Sleeping Beauty. There.
We're going to the cave.
There will be tea and food.
Swing by Marcos, pick up a suit.
They had me at food. Who the fuck is Marcos?
Marcos.
So
You just
at some
hear it in
point-
the back of your head.
You just do. It's just you just hear.
He
this.
goes to
Anyway,
Del Monte.
all right, so you make it to Del Monte Farms. Del is out there working on his pineapples. What do you do?
I'm gonna wave to him.
He waves.
Do you need any help?
Doing okay today. What are you up to?
I'm just looking for my friends. They came by
they
here.
They went that way, and he points to a bush. I think you've been in it. It's where the secret entrance is to the.
Thank you. Have a good day. Now I'll head over to the bush. And it's okay.
Sorry.
Nothing. I'm waiting. I'm just gonna head over there.
All right, so you head over there. Give me a perception.
Yeah.
Marcos.
I want a Marcos shirt now. It just says Marcos.
Why is my
on it.
perception negative?
It needs to say Marcos, and then in smaller and smaller print, Marcos.
I'm pretty sure it was just Marco. I don't think it was. There was no S. It wasn't his place. It's just you getting a Mark.
I thought it was Marco's. Like the establishment was Marco apostrophe S, like possessive.
Is that 4 or 14?
I thought it was go to Marco. Not it's not his place. You're going to see him.
Got it.
You go to 14.
I don't know. Could be wrong. 14. So you notice this bush has been damaged pretty.
Poor little guy.
There's a large like snap on one of the limbs. Although you don't see the very large piece of this bush that is missing.
I'll try to fix the limb, put it back in place.
My brain is at odds right now whether I want to go with a reverse Brazilian joke or a choked on a peanut or a pretzel joke. And I can't figure out which way I want to go. So I'm going to leave it, and then you guys make up your own jokes, and we'll go back to this. So go.
I try to fix the branch, and then I'm going to head down the whole...
You fix the branch with what? Wood glue?
I like rest it on another one so that it looks like it's
no
not.
branch there. That's what I'm saying. That piece is missing.
Very hungry goat.
Yeah, I just ignore it. I guess I assume that they're leaving they're not covering their tracks or whatever.
I mean, still, this bush is very thick, so it's very easy to get to still not be obscured. It just looks like something something broke a piece of this branch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with it.
Okay, as you get down to the bottom of the hole, there is the very large piece of branch sitting there on the ground.
Okay. Is it doing anything or
No, just sitting there. It's a gazebo.
I will bring the branch up. I don't know what's going on with this branch, but
Give
I'm
me
going
an
to bring it back
investigation.
up.
Important. This means something.
You guys didn't get stuck that long on it. Although I don't think anyone quite grasped what it meant.
22.
Oh, Jesus. So you are very, very sure that what happened was somebody, maybe one of your party members, was coming through here using this branch to kind of stabilize themselves as they came down the hole, slipped, and then brought the branch down with them. Which one of your party members instantly goes to mind that you think it is?
Bonnie?
Yeah, that's where I would have gone to. All right. Correct answer. I'd like to think it was Merrick, but he's really small. You know, you're not sure it would have broken like this with Merrick. This
Just
would
would have bent a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he would have just dangled there.
I don't know what that's trying to
Did
say.
you just call Bonnie fat?
I think he.
We're
gonna go.
Creature.
I'm gonna go put the branch up so that it's kind of covering the hole again, because I know we're not supposed to leave that visible.
Okay, well, it was fairly covered, but you put more coverings on
I'll
it.
shove
That's
it
fine.
into the ground so it kind of sticks out.
Okay.
And head back.
Francis will come by and make it grow. So you start heading down the tunnel. Give me another perception check.
9.
Okay, perfect.
Is it?
So while you're walking along, at some point you see way off in the well, not in the way distance, but down part of the tunnel here, you see kind of a light as you come around a corner, and it just gets kind of snuffed out. It just disappears, and it's just darkness again ahead of you. Do you need a?
I do.
So you'd be using a torch or something?
I'm using a lamp. Yeah, I'll be using a torch.
Okay, you start to hear this kind of snarling, growling sound way up ahead of you, as you see and move up a little bit farther, way off in the distance again. Again, we're talking 120 feet or so. There is another very faint light, and you can see this large hulking figure. What's your passive perception? So I don't have to make
It's negative. It's like 9.
Okay, so yeah, so you're not gonna see Merrick. So I think you got an 18. So you see him just kind of running at like a wall or this rock that's kind of jutting out. and it's growing as it does, and it's turning kind of this kind of greenish glow as around the edges. The clothing is ripping off of its body. It's basically Lou Ferrigno. That's what I'm saying. So
fine, it's fine. Everything's fine.
And that's where we're going to start, and we're going to immediately roll initiative.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh dear.
20 total.
Who's going to be my initiative tracker? Perfect.
Chat.
No, because
No,
they'll give
thank
you
you.
extra turns. I know, chat.
And adding an extra 6-second delay, waiting for chat to respond to the
There's
questions.
back.
Okay, so who rolled the 20?
Adelaide
I-
rolled a 20 total.
Oh, so did Bonnie.
Woo!
Who has the higher dex?
You know,
Nice.
I
who has the
also rolled a 20.
who has the higher AC?
I have +2. AC?
I'm
What are
making
you-
fun of
what-
Bonnie. It's
Yeah.
I need your dex.
That's a level 9,
my
right?
dex is
We're level 5.
plus
We-
4.
Well, I'm not changing it now.
I have a +2 to Dex. Adelaide
Okay.
will go first.
Yeah, so
I also would've
Logan, what's the dex modifier for your person? You said 2? Okay.
He's
so
holding
am
it above the camera.
I see
That's
it. So I am not a cook. So am I putting
So-
Bonnie or Fisk?
Whisk.
Whisk. Sorry. Am I putting Bonnie or Whisk as second after Adelaide?
What's your wisdom, Bonnie?
10.
Wisdom is where it defaults
0.
next. So 0, +0. What's the wisdom of the other person?
I don't know. What is it?
Is that me?
Yeah.
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 -1.
Okay.
So yeah, you
Yay!
highly intelligent. Not quite so good with the witty.
I am both intelligence and wisdom are my dump stats.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Kyle and Arthur. What'd you guys?
19.
Wow. Merrick and Arthur. So Arthur got an 18 and Merrick got a.
11
Ooh. You still roll better than me.
stands to
Oh.
reason since I'm stuck between a rock and a troll.
Fair
Place.
enough. Yeah. I rolled a 3. I haven't even done the math on what it is yet because it doesn't matter.
Can't hear you.
He's got like fist-like boulders, and you are behind a troll place. I mean, it works.
Yeah. That,
Yep. Mine's a 5.
The boulder is conflicted about fighting a little halfling.
And I'm assuming that we're not having Lindquist and Susan the Lesser roll yet, or at
No.
all. Okay.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
All right.
they're noshing on them like cucumber sandwiches. They're
Alright.
too busy.
Well, Adelaide's up first.
So, Adelaide is out.
Or
Let's set the scene
yeah.
really quick. So, we have a doorway or kind of a cave way with a boulder kind of sitting half next to it. Somebody strong enough might be able to seal this person off, which would also seal Merrick. And somebody else was in that hallway looking.
Val.
as
I was
well.
in the
It was
the
Val.
doorway, keeping a lookout.
Yeah, so you're standing in that doorway. So Arthur, you'd be able to see another figure in the doorway just past this hulking figure for at least a brief moment before it kind of fills the corridor as it continues to grow. Merrick, you are standing about 15, 20 feet away from the door, hiding behind that boulder or that small outcropping where he saw you very easily because he rolled extremely well. And he's running directly towards you. So Val, you're about 20 feet away. Another 10 feet, maybe 15 feet beyond. Actually, sorry, this is a troll's place. So this would be another 30 feet beyond that is where Bonnie and Adelaide are. So Bonnie and Adelaide are considered to be a medium distance. Val is also considered technically to be a medium distance. And then Arthur is a long distance away at 120. So that means Adelaide, Bonnie, Val, you guys can get there in about one move if you want to be adjacent to it, knowing what's going on, and Arthur will take 2 moves.
They're going at a medium.
At a medium pace. What was that from?
Okay.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Just in general.
Do we get like a? Can we call out to anybody so that Adelaide knows it's coming, so that she can do
It is
something?
not hard to hear and understand that it's coming. As a matter of fact, Susan Lester goes, "Ugh, Dad's here."
God. At that sound of a teenage groan, like, ugh, daddy, Adelaide gets up immediately, puts her viola down, and grabs her bow. And I want to rush into the doorway so I can see into the doorway to see if I can see Whisk.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Okay, great.
Yes, Whisk takes up the entire corridor there. Do you have dark?
No, I do not.
He is in shadowy then. You are disadvantaged on any attacks.
Damn it. Okay. I'm still gonna try to hit him with my bow.
Okay, you do that.
26.
With disadvantage?
I rolled a 28 on my first one.
Nice.
Okay.
Very.
So because I hit, I can choose after I know I
Level 5, you have a plus
I have a plus
9?
9.
8? Jeez, that's crazy.
I have a real good
What do I
dex,
have?
and I have an archery
Yeah.
bonus.
Nice.
So,
Oh yeah, that'll get it.
so because I hit, I can choose to do one of my arcane shots after I know I hit.
Don't throw away your shot.
I'm going to do a grasping arrow. So she pulls her arrow, goes taut, and with this sort of like arcane vining that sort of streaks like a tail on the arrow, it hits him, and all these brambles start like growing out of this arrow and envelop him.
I am sorry that I didn't let Syl grapple enough, Angela. Calm down.
It's great. This is great. So a creature hit by the arrow he's gonna take an extra 2d6 poison damage.
Nice.
His speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Cool.
And he takes 2d6 slashing damage first time on each turn he moves a foot or more. The brambles last for a minute, or he can use an action to remove with an athletics check on his turn. But he does take all.
Nice.
6 piercing.
I had all my dice out for that testing the other day, and I can't find any of them now. Oh well. All right, I got that one. That's good. 6 piercing. Got it.
And 9 poison damage.
He is immune to poison.
Good to know. So he's got the brambles all over him. They last for a minute, or until I do this again, or until he decides to spend an action to break it with an athletics check.
Okay. And that's only a minus 10 feet movement.
Minus 10 feet of movement.
Got it.
And he takes extra damage. He takes slashing damage every time he moves a foot or more. The first time on his turn he moves a foot or more.
Got it. Perfect.
I'll keep track of it, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. No worries.
Oh, this one will be fast. A while. I haven't played Adelaide in a little while. I'm gonna
I haven't
attack.
done combat in quite a few rounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit one more time.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
Okay, Bonnie's up next.
Wait, Bonnie.
And then Whisk is on deck.
Okay.
Bonnie is going to use one of her bardic inspirations to do a defensive flourish, which speeds herself up, and she dashes over to him, dropping the violin and grabbing out her performer's sword as she gets up to him to make her attacks.
Dropping the violin.
Setting it down gently. Setting
Okay.
it down gently. Don't have a lot of time. But
Adelaide
she's
just
being
goes,
careful.
oh my god!
She's being careful. She's not going to ruin the violin. She'll be just like down and go. So, so she dashes across using her defensive flourish ability, and then using her performer's sword attacks and makes a dramatic swoosh as she pulls it out, because then it gives her advantage on all of her attacks.
I love that sword.
And that's a 23 to hit. Yay! And that's an 8 on my die.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on. That was. Okay, yeah. I forgot I only rolled once and I got excited about it hitting, so I forgot to roll again. So.
Why do you have advantage?
Performer sword. I made the swishy noise. I always have advantage. Okay, so
that is such a low bar for advantage.
isn't it? Always has advantage while making quote unquote totally sick sound effects.
That sounds subjective.
Yeah, it is. So that's 15 points of slashing damage, and my AC is a 20 until my next turn.
Okay.
That's good. Whisk is up.
Offensive
Alright.
flourish for the win.
So, Whisk is going to.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did he stomp out the other?
There
'Cause there
only
was
one
two.
torch down the hall.
There's mine.
Well, that's much farther. That just came into view. But last week you'd only said one.
Okay, then I forgot.
Yeah. And the other one was the one that's in the room. All right. So he is going to first. He's going to do a grasping claw attack on Bonnie, of which he got a 22, which hits.
Yeah, that hits.
And I needed some damage, Ange, as he had to move. He didn't have to move to do that, but he's about to move.
Okie dokie.
So you take 13 points of slashing damage, and he grapples you, and then starts to move and kind of just takes you with him.
The barbs of the brambles slash at him, like drag for another 4 slashing damage.
Okay. 4 more.
And he has to make an athletics check to get out of the brambles. I don't think it requires him to
wants
do it to move. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just reduces his movement.
Does it take an action to get out?
Yes, it takes
But
an
I
action
don't
to
want, I've
break
already
out.
used my action. He's gonna use, and then he finishes the move over to Merrick, as he wasn't quite there yet, and then reaches down with his other hand and does a grasping claw with that hand. That's a 25.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
that hits.
Dude,
So that
can rap.
is 8 points of damage, and he successfully grapples you. And now that he has both of you grappled,
Now
a
kiss.
contingency maneuver comes off as he slams your heads together.
Now kiss.
No, not like that. Not like that.
Not like this.
Oh, no.
Like a toddler with dolls.
Wow, that's okay.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
24 points of damage to each of
So, like, just your skulls collide.
Yeah, your skulls basically collide, and he drops you as he does that.
I don't want your first kiss to be like that.
You're not prone or anything like that.
Well, that's what they wanted after the kiss.
Are you both still conscious?
I'm still conscious.
I mean, you kind of
Alright.
want your head to be swimming after, but like
Not like this.
not because
like
your
this.
brain hit the back of your skull.
You seeing stars?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. If Whisk is done, it's Arthur's turn.
He is.
Okay, so it's Arthur and then Merrick's on deck.
How far away am I? I know you said.
Long, so it's going to take you 2 full moves to get out. 120.
Okay. As I run, kind of finish the pineapple I grabbed and eat it. And I got enough time, and I'm just gonna.
All right.
This brings so much more meaning to the little hearts that mean weary.
We got love
Oh.
They're
struck.
just weird.
Who's next?
Me.
Kyle, Merrick has a bigger.
Well, I'm going to. I'm right next to him. Shit. But so is Bonnie. Gonna go ahead and use. I'm gonna attack with my short sword.
All right. Do you have dark vision?
No.
So you're at disadvantage.
Okay. That's a 21 on the first roll and a 20 on the second roll.
Still hits.
Beautiful. So that is going to be 4d6 plus 4. $22 points of piercing damage. Then I'm going to hide.
Hot. You can hide in plain sight.
I have a bonus action to use the bonus action to hide. Take the hide action. I don't know. That's what
Hide
it
action,
says.
You have to have cover.
Okay.
Unless you have hide in plain sight, which I think is a level 10 rogue ability. Maybe 12.
I can also.
Bonnie's right there. You have cover.
You have cover. You can hide behind me. I am technically one
Oh,
size
yeah,
larger
that's
than
true.
you.
I don't think that counts. And to get behind you, he would have to step out of threatened square.
I'm naturally stealthy. You can attempt to hide even when you are obscured only by a creature that is at least one size larger than you.
That will do it, but
Yay.
you'll have to step away. You cannot be adjacent to him and be behind Bonnie.
Then I'm going to disengage instead of hide. Whoop, 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 whoop,
So you
whoop.
disengage and you... I was going to make that reference. That was good. And you Zoidberg the heck out of here. Perfect.
That's my turn.
Now, do you go down the hallway towards this other light source that's coming? Or do you go that's running, sprinting down the hallway? Or do you go over to where Adelaide is through the door?
Adelaide.
Got it.
Hi, Eddie. Bye, Eddie.
They look like it hurt.
Who's that?
Me. I'm
But
just
also felt really.
looking at my spells, figuring out what my best options are. Okay. Obviously, Bonnie and Merrick are both injured right now, pretty badly. I don't know which of you looks worse.
I'm not going
we
to
don't
tell
have
you
that thing
because
up.
that would be metagaming.
Okay, well, does Bonnie look like she's halfway to falling down, and does Merrick look like he's halfway to
They
falling
both
down?
look
Or
like they're weird.
do they look worse?
They get to choose when they look.
That's fair
It
enough.
could be 5% of their health. It could be 95%.
Okay, how far away am I from him?
From who?
From Whisk. Because I'm in the
You were at
doorway.
You were at the door, along
Yeah.
with the Adelaide now. So you were about, at this point, about 15. But
Okay, I don't have
because he moved up.
mass cure wounds, guys. Yet, but I don't have it yet.
Do your best.
Oh, I would do that, but that takes 10 minutes.
Prayer
we don't
healing?
really
Yeah,
time
we
for
don't
that
have
one.
time
No,
for
we
prayer
don't.
healing.
Okay. So I guess for my bonus action, mass healing word.
You could do the ancient Chinese ritual pre-fight
So that I
donut.
can hit both of
Maybe
you,
get
because
that.
otherwise I can't hit both of you.
TMNT2.
Okay, so that's going to be a D4. Not amazing, but not horrible. So you both get 5 hit points back.
Ooh,
It's not a lot. but
Better than
it's
nothing.
Something, and I can hit both of you with the spell.
much
and
appreciated.
then I'm going to toll the dead on him. I need a wisdom save.
All right. -1.
Thank you for
That's
20.
God damn it. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
he's fine. It doesn't do anything.
Thank you for the dice, guys.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
But
Okay, that's
Die
my
hard
turn.
dice.
It's Adelaide's turn now, with
Tired
Bonnie on
dice.
deck.
They're great. They're great.
Don't do that.
Rakshasa
Oh.
will show up.
All right. Yeah.
Canon accepted.
Okay. Tony the Rakshasa.
Tony the Rakshasa.
Excuse me, my name is Okay, sorry. 13. Does a 13
13
hit?
does not hit. No.
And you don't have to apologize. This is what the people pay for.
21.
That hits. Are you still rolling at disadvantage?
Yes. I rolled a 26 and a 21 on the second one. That's 8 piercing damage. And then I'm going to use my action surge to 14. Slowly climbing. Does a 14?
No.
Yes, now I.
Okay, so I forgot to talk about the two friends of yours. So while forgot his name already. Ludwig.
Lindquist.
Lindquist. While he's panicking and like freaking the hell out, Susan Lesser is just like rolling her eyes and like sitting there and just picking at her food a little bit, like this is Tuesday for her, so it's not even. But he does not seem to know what to do with himself. He's starting to panic. He's freaking out. That's where he's at. All right, who's
Pull it together, Liquid.
It's Bonnie, and then Whisk is up after that.
All right. So Bonnie is going to kind of wipe the blood off of her lip and brandish her performer sword again and inspire Merrick. My heart is pierced by Cupid, I'll disdain all glitter and gold. There's nothing can console me but my jolly Merrick bold. And attack.
Oh,
Wait, no, not just attack.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. What was that? Sounded like you're swiffering.
Swishing my sword aggressively.
I
Okay.
think the onomatopoeia you're searching for is swing.
Swing, swing.
Wait.
18 plus 5. I hope that hits. 23.
23 hits.
Yay!
21 hit. We have a floor. We
Excellent.
Keep going down. Trying to figure out the number.
So that is 11 points of slashing damage. And with that, she shoves him an additional 5 feet back away from the group.
Even though he's large?
Mm-hmm. It's part of my abilities as a College of Swords, is I can shove folks.
Nice. So as you swing your sword, making your swishy sounds, he seems very confused by it. You hit him up against the chest and then just kind of push off, and he just kind of slides back. He just growls and looks at.
And she just readies herself for his next.
My turn?
Yep. And then Arthur's after that.
So he kind of looks around. Arthur, how far past Adelaide and Val did you go? Did you go like deep into the room, or are you like standing next?
Arthur's still behind them.
I'm down the hall.
I apologize.
I would have
Merrick.
been hiding behind the large armored one.
Are you adjacent to Adelaide or not?
Did you just call me large? That's fine.
I think he was
Sure,
talking about
yes.
Val.
I'm adjacent to
Or Val,
Adelaide. Why
whichever
not?
one. Are you adjacent to
Moderately.
either of them?
Yes,
So you're right by the door. You did not go deep into the room.
correct.
Okay. So he steps up to Bonnie, and he just kind of like grabs at remnants of his shirt on his chest, digs his claws into his chest, kind of slices him, and this green ichor just sprays out like the world's worst Care Bear stare out of his chest. and all over everybody in front except for Arthur. I need each of you to make me a Constitution save.
Oh, I'm good at that.
I'm really.
This is just.
But I'm bad at rolling. 11.
Susan, you're coming home.
Susan.
9.
Okay.
Oh
You
my-
said con. That's a 14.
I got a 7.
I take 8 points of damage. 17 makes it. What'd you get, Val?
14.
Does not make it.
11
At all?
won't then.
Nope. And Bonnie?
9.
Okay. I don't have enough D8s.
That's a scary thought.
Just roll D10s, I guess. "19 points of poison damage. And you are considered poisoned for 1 minute. If you made the
Did
save,
you
you
just roll a
take half.
d20 for damage?
No. On a if you made the save, you take half. So you would take 9. Bonnie drops as the spray ickers all over her. Icker, I barely knew her.
Arthur's up next.
I am
You
running.
hear Susan from somewhere behind you go, "No."
Maybe you should reconsider.
I love you, Autumn. All right. Who's
I am. And I am running.
okay? So you, if you double move, you will be adjacent to him at the.
Okay. What if I throw a Misty Step in the middle of it?
Then you would be there and still have an action.
That's what I'm going to do.
So you run up, and then just bloop, and this poof out in smoke, and the smoke reappears next to him, much like Nightcrawler, one of my favorites. And you are now standing next to him, and
I shove the rind of the pineapple into his face, and then I swing my axe. Yep, my war pick. Actually, it's not an axe.
Okay.
I am not a Goliath. 21.
21 hits.
Okay.
There is now a torchlight next to Whisk that is lighting him up, so there's no longer disadvantage.
Thank
9 points of
Okay. Do you want to give up half of that to get pineapple juice in this?
Of course.
All right. So 4 points of damage, and I will make a Constitution save.
If the DM asks you, do you want to get pineapple juice?
So he takes
You say
4
yeah.
points, and then grabs his eyes and starts screaming. Who's next? Eric.
Me. Going to stow my short sword and draw my bow. And
Okay, you have
gonna
advantage because he is blind.
beautiful.
And you have inspiration, so you got a D8.
If you
Excellent.
need it. You don't have to use it until after you roll. Because I think it stays for a minute. 10 minutes.
In a minute.
In a minute.
Well,
Bloop, bloop.
that's fun. This is going to be real interesting because
Nice.
Nice.
when fully
Nice.
loaded, the quiver shakes and rattles. 1 hour in the quiver gives ammo the following properties. Has a chance to penetrate the target hit through the next target in line. Crits do
Oh damn it.
Never gonna give you up.
Logan's happiest day ever.
Never gonna let you down.
Not to put a damper on all this, but I hope it's not a fireball with your girlfriend in a radius. Let's hope it's a benign wild magic.
It is what it is. You let it ride and let it go.
Hello, fried shop.
Hi.
That is 18 points of piercing.
Solid hit. Percentile, please, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
What is this weapon again? Your bow?
It is the
The
quiver of
all
Alona.
good.
Okay.
Because
Quivering
when it is-
quiver of Alona.
The quivering, right. The quivering of Alona, yeah.
Yes, Merrick's back has been very gently vibrating since
helps me
he.
sleep at night.
It's funny you think he keeps it in his back.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those belt ones.
Right. He rides it like a pony.
That's what Bonnie's really after.
You know, they call them fanny packs for a reason. That is a 21.
21. 21. 21. 21. 21. All right. So you start to see this like weird sort of sparkling energy, like these little tiny blips of light just start to like pop off of the of Whisk, and almost like he's like fizzy, like he's carbonated. Whoever attacks him next with a spell, he's going to have disadvantage on. Normally, it would be disadvantage from your spells, but since you don't have a spellcaster, I don't want to be wasted. It's just be the next spell that gets cast on it.
Oh, good.
Well, that I will hide, and it's a free action to talk.
Yep.
Briefly.
Yeah, always feel like you can talk. We're going with the Adventure Zone rules of talking in combat.
Lundquist, can you make some of the tea? Yeah, and as my bonus action, I
Can't hide behind my leg again, Matt.
I think was he hiding behind me or you? Either way, it's not.
I don't know.
that is another nat 20.
Yes.
Where the fuck did you go?
This is gone.
I no longer exist.
You've forgotten who he is.
Okay. I'm up next. So I get Spare the Dying as a cantrip, and I don't have to touch her to do it
Yay.
because of Grave Domain. So Bonnie is stabilized.
Okay.
All right.
Command. You have to roll a wisdom save.
Okay.
Please
think it's
tell me
wisdom.
you're just going to
Actually,
tell him
hold-
to fuck off.
Yes, it's a wisdom save. You have disadvantage because it's a spell, and she's telling him to flee.
Oh, good. I can still hit it. Unless that undoes the command.
I will double
I
check
have a
the
feeling
fine
I'm
print.
going to be
Only lasts for a
trampled.
round, so.
I was going to say, Arthur just sees this thing running at him.
He
You
can't
know
see
what?
me. He's
Even
gonna-
one round gives us time to recoup a little.
So, okay. So I know how I'm gonna rule, but I can see it going two different ways. And I want you to be aware of it. The command being directly harmful for it, asking it to flee in a hostile situation next to people who would get attacks of opportunity against it. So theoretically, he could also just I guess he could just disengage. So never mind. That's fine. All right. Flee.
Yes.
Minus 10 speed.
Plus, he'll take damage from moving. Actually, that means he knows it'll be hostile to him.
Okay.
Well, he
I
may not
forgot
know.
about the vines.
You would still see them. So you then have to take you then have to get and guess. Do you still want to do it based on the idea that he might be harmful to him and he might know that? If he knows it, then it's going to be a guaranteed failure. If he's connected the vines to the thing, I'm going to roll it so I don't even know.
No, because Heather, I forgot about the vines being on
But they're
him.
still there.
So
You
command,
can still see them, and they're
Yeah.
large size, so you're not going to miss them.
yeah. So I wouldn't have. Val wouldn't have forgotten, even though Heather did.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do Bane instead.
Okay. So now I'll just start talking like this the whole time. Is that what That's not what the rest of the day. What I'm doing. Is it?
But I need a charisma save.
It's you who are the fool, Dark Knight of Joy and
Sorry, I can understand what you're saying. It's too good. All right. What am I doing?
Charisma save
Using
at
pineapples all you
disadvantage.
want.
Charisma. Disadvantage. No, I don't like to disadvantage.
I
Same
thought
number
my
twice.
Dark Knight joke was good.
14.
God damn it, that is the save.
Oh, he's very charismatic. Sorry. I rolled 2 11s.
Okay, well, Bonnie's stable at least.
Well, not dying.
That's what stable means.
Spare the dying makes her stable. She's not dying. She doesn't have to roll
All right.
saves.
It's the definition
I
of
don't
the
think
spell.
Bonnie is
Not-
very stable. I mean,
Adelaide.
he's an adventurer
Oh.
after all. The audience got where I was going with that.
Well,
21 and a 22 for both my shots.
They both hit.
12 piercing damage.
Okay.
She's
So he
rounding out arrows. She's not doing anything
you,
special.
as you do that, with the vines just kind of tearing down on him and the all the different things happening around him, he kind of just like leans over and puts his hand on the ground, although he's still just as tall as he was. And he's like starting to reach out and because everything's happening, one starts to kind of, you can tell he's going to continue to fight, but he just takes a quick breath and Susan. He's weary.
Adelaide will look behind over her shoulder and yell at Susan, "Call your dad off."
And that is right after Adelaide, I think, is where we had them go last time. You see Lindquist go, T, and he just like turns and starts like running with his hands like out in front of him in a very weird, awkward sort of way down the hall.
I adore him so much.
Susan kind of looks and kind of smirks at that a little bit until hearing Adelaide say that. And then she says, as if.
Squeeing for like half a second, and then I remembered, fucking Susan.
All right.
You say that out loud.
okay, Bonnie's up.
Yes.
She's stable.
Yes, Adelaide says that out loud. Fucking Susan.
And
I'm stable, but I'm just at 0 hit points, right?
yeah. I was gonna try to make him run away, but then I forgot about all that stuff. Okay, and then Whisk is after that with Arthur on deck.
Question really quickly.
Yes.
I'm wearing the Torque of Healing,
Mm-hmm.
but I've already been stabilized, so... Okay, never mind.
Torque of Healing says if
I
you
forgot.
have 1 hit point, you gain 1, I thought. Or is that something different than last game?
It can be used to auto-stabilize or used as a splint, so it does... I thought it did. It gave me 1 back, but it doesn't.
I think that's the amulet of healing.
Yeah.
Fast healing. Yeah, I brought fast healing back from the old system. In the other game, in a different game, in a different time, different world, in the future. We'll go back there someday.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Mine? All right. Well, let's see if he gets that ability.
How smart is he? Hopefully not smart, you know?
He's not trying to kill you or anything. So now that you've seen, most of it's been piercing damage. You guys haven't really been able to see a lot of like serious damage since he ripped his own skin apart. You start to see that these wounds start to heal a little bit each turn. So you think maybe each turn he's been healing a little bit. That's why this is becoming increasingly difficult or continuously difficult. But he's still weary, so don't worry about that. Bonnie's down. Nobody else is Arthur's adjacent. So he turns to Arthur, and he is going to.
He's blind.
That was for a round.
Oh.
It's not your turn yet, right? So you go after
I'm
him.
next.
He is still blind. So he's going to kind of flail wildly towards Arthur, trying to grab you with his grasping claw maneuver, which that would be a nat 20, except that is now a 11, which I don't think hits. So because he was blind, he just kind of flails around, misses you. Since he misses with the first one, he cannot take any other actions with that. And then he just... That's it. He's done. Damn.
That was the power of the pineapple. And I'm also going to... Do I know that this is Susan's dad? Or the person who
You
hired?
can hear them kind of talking back and forth, but I don't know if Arthur has put that together.
Probably not. I'm going to use hold person.
Does that work on non-humanoid?
Humanoid.
It's not a humanoid.
It's not a
right
humanoid.
now.
All right, I would know that.
Yes. It's very obvious. Gigantic green.
Fine. I'm going to
Several of
do.
you owe Brucer an apology, by the way.
Nope.
Yeah, so I'm going to hit him again with the axe, with the war pick. This time with what I should have done last time with the booming blade effect.
You want to ask him a question?
No, I'm going to pick his brain.
Oh,
Oh, that was awesome. Well done. Well done.
Natural 20 for the first one.
Jesus.
Nice.
And should I just take my second attack now?
Please.
That's a natural.
Nice.
It all balances
The
out.
dice
It's fine.
giveth, the dice take.
I will take the natural 20 first.
Yes.
Ooh, sweet. That is max. Because I rolled an 8 on my die. So 13 plus 8 is 21, plus another 8. So 29 piercing. And
Jeez. Okay.
and then my second hit was
that one.
swing was a 1.
So as you take this beautiful hit and you slice right through him, the next as you kind of turn around, he kind of flings and twitches, and a little bit of this poison like gurts off of him, but you go to cover your face real quick, and not realizing that your hand is still covered in pineapple juice, you cover your eyes really quick. Give me a constitution.
Another nat 1, so 3.
So you are blind until the beginning of your next turn. Well, he is no longer blind because it's the end. So it won't actually affect anything you do, but it will mean to get advantage on attacks against you. So, who's Merrick?
Merrick's next, and then I'm up.
I'm Merrick. He's looking pretty bad as far as
Very
okay.
bad. Okay.
Why not? Let's just go ahead and try to shoot him again.
Okay.
Since there's
Pull your
some
arrow.
poison. Huh?
Pull the arrow damage. So he survives. Never mind.
Oh yeah, like non-lethal arrows.
Non-lethal
right?
arrows, yeah.
Who am I, Hawkeye?
You aim for the foot. It's fine. Don't take Adelaide's
Work-
advice for how to be
Didn't work out
non-lethal
well for
with
Achilles,
arrows.
but all right.
Yeah.
The first thing she does is hit somebody in the throat.
Yeah, that wasn't the first thing I did. I hit another guy with an arrow before that.
No.
You have advantage because you're hidden, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to me, Goose.
It's
And you
another
have
nat.
Yeah.
This is too many nat 20s. This is.
I'll
I'll start
take a
rolling
few.
with my right hand.
I was gonna say.
Okay. I'll roll a percentile so that we can get.
Oh yes,
I forgot.
I did too.
What is
Damn it.
what is an 80
Thrown
True.
away.
right?
If you also want to participate in the wild magic shenanigans, you can donate $15 to Shenanigoons,
That's
and
a very different
we'll
chart.
roll them.
It is
Yeah,
a very
We
it
should
different
is.
do
chart.
that one. We should do that one. this time.
No.
Yeah, let's do
No. Okay.
that. Hold on.
Who does it
I haven't
affect
set
at
it
that
up.
point?
I completely forgot to set it up, so never mind.
Okay, it's going.
13 points of
86.
piercing damage. Real low damage. I kind of don't want to kill him. I kind of do. I
I
really
have
do,
Spare the
but
Dying.
I
He's fine.
don't. Okay.
I mean, your would-be girlfriend is kind of on the ground.
That's true. And
She'll
she sang
stabilize.
to you before she got knocked unconscious.
Roll me 3d6.
Oh dear.
I'm so
10 on the
Did
first
you-
two and 1. So
11. So you gain 11 pounds as you become a little bit girthier. And then 11 temporary hit points.
So, like, it's like, you know what always happens is you get comfortable in a relationship, you just let yourself go.
I just pictured Tim Allen in Santa Claus.
You went from live to dad bod. Wait, how much did you weigh before? I forgot how small you are.
did I
Oh, no.
have that?
You're a halfling. You're in between like 20 to 30 pounds.
I didn't have any appearance information on there, so yeah, it's entirely possible that
It's a
I just
mini
weigh about-
Aladdin with a
You
dad
weigh about
bod.
40 pounds on average halflings. So yeah, you just gained 20.
So you now weigh as much as my dog.
you went for
He's
Frodo
hard to
Bilbo.
get into the car.
Doesn't jump so well.
He jumps really well. It's hard to pick him up.
and okay. 13 points of piercing damage, and I'm gonna go ahead and
All right.
that is a total of 12 because I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Did Merrick get newly tailored clothes?
How much? Sorry, how much was the damage total? I apologize.
13 points of
Sorry, that was a rude question.
It's all muscle.
seems
You just
very
gained all
low.
muscle. It's totally
it's
fine.
it's 4d6 plus 4, and
Plus
I rolled
24.
a lot of ones. Plus 24. I didn't.
Maximum critical damage.
Oh.
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 That's
So
Yeah.
Then I didn't.
Math.
I didn't do that on.
So plus 48. Okay. So 48 plus what was the dice rolled?
13. No.
You hit him in the left testicle and he dropped.
Oh no.
left bollocks.
Okay.
It's so it's
I
gonna
guess we
be a
won't
new
be
one.
seeing. I guess we won't be seeing Susan the lead.
Oh my God.
I don't feel right about that. I don't feel good.
You shouldn't feel good about that. Feel good.
This place
Okay.
is now called the Trolls Bollocks.
Val's up next. Spare the dying so that he's stable and
Sure.
doesn't keep
Okay,
dying.
you have
Yeah, let's
stabilized.
not kill a
He's still
dignitary.
unconscious though.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's a cantrip, so I'm gonna go over and heal Bonnie.
All right. So you guys can go into free actions. You start to heal Bonnie.
Who the fuck is Marcos?
Adelaide just points at Bonnie. That.
He is Marco?
Just no motioning to the dragon.
Oh,
Marco.
Yeah, just on the wind.
I wonder if he has
Susan.
clothes for plus size heft.
Okay, you heal for 21. I did a third level cure wounds.
Thank you.
Susan!
I'm faunting right now. What?
Your
Who are you
father's
taunting with?
My sister.
Huh.
Your father is bleeding on the ground, if you care.
But he's unconscious.
It's a little funny, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do is, make you laugh.
Did the 11 pounds go to his face?
Evidently.
Is noticeable bee fat.
He looks like he got stung by a wasp in the face.
That's exactly it, yeah.
They say the wild magic adds 10 pounds, but this is ridiculous.
So Lindquist comes running back in the room. He's carrying a box. Okay, all right, tea. And he got all this tea accoutrements as well around, and he starts dropping them all over, and some of them are crashing. He's quickly just trying to stack things up and put water.
Adelaide wanders over and starts scouring it. Are there any mithril gloves in this pile of crap?
There's a box big enough to hold one.
I would
It
like
looks old. It looks like it's covered.
Here, maybe this will help. And Adelaide tries to open that box.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, great. That's a 0.
You can't even lift it.
you don't even move the dirt on top of it.
It's like
I
there's nothing
stub my thumb trying to open the box.
Oh.
Lock your ankle. Hyperextended.
It's too dirty. I can't even touch it.
Val.
That's
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
She's alive. Get the box.
All right. I go over to help her. What are you doing?
Trying to open this infernal thing. I think it's cursed.
Okay. Val's gonna reach over and try to open it.
give me a strength check.
That's gonna be a 19.
Well, I loosened it for you. You're welcome.
19 doesn't do it.
Oh shit.
So you lift the box up, and it's like made out of some maybe ironwood. It's a very strong sort of wood that is very rare, but it is extremely sturdy. And then all of a sudden, you start to hear a sound, sort of like a balloon, being like, you ever made dolphin sounds with a balloon? That little, you start to hear that perfect as Merrick starts to deflate.
Just air expelling from him.
Something.
From where? This feels
Does he start
important.
flying around the room?
He just bumps into a wall. It just pushes him back a little bit.
You okay, Mary?
It
God,
takes,
are there elephants now?
It takes. He loses 1 pound a round, so it takes about 30
just
seconds. for him
slowly.
to just slow kind of.
God damn it.
Right.
Thank you, Autumn.
Lindquist?
Yes, I think it comes out of his ears.
Do we need what's in here? And Val just holds up the box.
Probably, yeah. Oh, sure.
Can you open it?
I guess. And he grabs it and he attempts to open.
Who let Mo in?
Nope. And he puts it down and keeps making tea. Still panicking. He doesn't realize anything.
Lindquist, you can calm down. We knocked him out. He's alive, but he's unconscious.
Oh, Okay. All right.
Susan.
All right. Well, we can definitely do that. Susan just kind of like reaches down into her bag and pulls out a wand and taps it on the box. And
Thank you. Look in the box.
there inside the box, there is a like fabric wrapped item.
Unwrap the item.
Is it edible?
Did you say edible
Sorry,
or
there's
bettable?
Edible.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
so as you start to unwrap this this nice cloth, not great cloth, but this nice kind of semi-soft fabric, you start to see, even though you can't see the item yet, as soon as it seems to be exposed to any amount of light, it just seems to brilliantly shine underneath. You can see just this kind of reflections of every angle of it. As you finish opening it up, you see the most beautiful woven metal you've ever seen in your life. It is definitely very, very fine and expensive. And it is a gauntlet.
Under her breath, much like what happened when we found the last thing we were looking for, Adelaide just goes, "Fuck yes."
Bonnie has gone over to Merrick and has been healing him with healing word. By the
It
way.
is also giant. Literally, it is made for a large creature.
But it's magic,
Your entire
right?
hand will fit into one finger.
Oh, Merrick could use it as like a really fancy sleeping bag.
Utterly ridiculous.
Womp womp womp.
That's really pretty.
Only if you're making.
Can you make boba tea with this?
I'm sure there'll be.
Yes, but you have to cup the balls.
Where do you get the straw?
You know. Anyway,
Well, Susan, I think we found your gauntlet. Sort of. His gauntlet. She looks at
Okay.
Lindquist.
Are you all right?
Who are you talking to?
Susan the Lesser.
Okay, had no clue.
I know.
She is she's sitting there. She finishes fonting and closes her book, and looks up at Lindquist, seeming a little expectantly, as he is sitting there working on making tea.
Lindquist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What?
My oh my. Look like the boy too shy. He gonna miss the girl.
Sorry, I don't understand your strange
Go.
words.
Go ask her to, if she'd like to see you again. Or out to dinner.
Oh, is our date over?
No, it's just you're having a good time. Now that the fighting's done, and there's no longer a large
Adelaide
angry...
behind him.
Hear you. You know that, right?
Oh, then I'll talk in a normal tone of voice. So are you and he? Are you gonna? Yeah. Is this working?
Don't please use real words. Don't.
That
don't
phrasing
leave anything
is-
open to interpret.
There was no implication there.
Apparently, this is what trolls having a good time sounds.
Troll.
So we're just out of comment. It's okay.
Is there anything to tie the troll?
I have manacles, which probably won't fit him.
I have some rope.
Okay.
How are we gonna get him out of the hole? Just gonna drag him?
Well,
Maybe he'll turn back. Hopefully.
if we can give him the tea, he will.
Have you ever tried to feed an unconscious person a hot liquid?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
maybe that's what she wants. Maybe she wants.
She's right there. You could always ask her.
just like staring at you.
Lindquist, it is usually proper to inquire after the well-being of your date after something large and disruptive happens.
That's a polite way to describe him.
You should ask if Susan's okay. Make sure she's all right.
Oh, we don't do that in troll communities. We just
Oh.
ignore it and pretend like it didn't happen. Sorry, I didn't. And she looks at him and goes, I think I prefer your way.
Never mind.
Maybe my family's troll-like.
So he's the third. He just makes some tea. The one type of tea that Susan says she likes. Pours 2 cups for the 2 of them, and they seem to go back to their date.
Do you have any for your father? The troll.
I thought you said you had it. I don't understand.
Had what?
You said you took care of him.
Well, he's unconscious, but not like permanently. He's gonna wake up.
Okay,
What-
what do you need me to do?
Do you have a dose of the tea that keeps you from transforming?
I don't think you guys have ever told him about this tea.
No, I'm looking at Susan.
Oh.
Because Susan said there was a
Sorry.
certain kind of
You
tea
guys
she
need to
liked.
talk about. Tell me who you're talking to. When I'm talking as
Sorry.
one NPC, you got to tell me you're changing the other
Sorry.
PC.
Susan.
'Cause she's not going to acknowledge you unless you talk directly to her.
Susan, do you have any of the tea that keeps
What?
you from transforming?
No. Why would I? I came here specifically to look like this for some reason.
I wasn't sure if you had one with you.
I
That's
think
all.
you look lovely. She kind of smiles a little, like half smiles.
It would be easier for us to remove him from your home were he
He has a
human-sized.
cute little button nose.
Fucking hell, Logan.
How big is the
Uh,
butt?
More like toggles.
It's one of those peacoats. Really?
Bonnie goes and retrieves the violin, dusts it off gently, and begins playing again.
Okay.
I'm gonna tie up the giant.
All right, you start
I'm
tying
gonna
it up.
help, slowly staring at Bonnie like, what is wrong with these people?
Don't question romance. She
You
goes,
were unconscious like 2 minutes ago.
I'm fine.
Susan.
Yeah.
How long until he turns back?
Whenever he gets his tea, I guess.
He can't just. It doesn't just happen.
No. I was able to, but I don't think he can.
Did you say that he wants?
I don't really understand what you're getting at.
Does he? Is he actively looking for the tea? Like,
He's the one who hired us.
I thought she was the one.
her. He kind of forced the hobby on her of tea collect.
Yeah.
Is he likely to let us live now that we know his secret?
Oh.
Great.
Susan, could you please tell Lindquist what is in the tea so that he could prepare it quickly with the glove so we can remove him? And let you have some peace and quiet.
Yes, we'll leave you alone.
Yeah, right after we take the glove.
They don't seem to acknowledge that last part. But she kind of looks over at him and goes, "It's called Giant's Tooth." And he kind of goes, oh, yeah, it's a mushroom we used to grow. We can't do it anymore. But my ancestors told me about it. And he kind of looks at the glove. Somebody told me that this could do like tea at some point, but I don't know what else it could do. I don't know how it works.
Well, with a lot of magical items, you hold them or you put them on and you think about what you want to happen.
So he grabs it and starts trying to put it on the wrong hand.
Try the other one, dear.
Tries to put it on his foot.
The other hand.
He puts it on his head. Susan starts to giggle, and he just kind of grins and puts it on correctly.
I'm glad we're all having fun.
You guys are a good couple.
He puts it on, and he picks up this big mug of stuff, and he just kind of looks at it for a moment. He like concentrates really hard, and it starts to fill up with this kind of brackish green tea. Not green tea, but green tea.
Susan, does that smell? You don't. You said that you hated the taste of it. I would think that you'd know what you. I don't know.
What's the worst that could happen?
You turn back into your human self, or you get poisoned, or it tastes
I'm
like
not gonna drink
pasta.
it.
That's the worst that could happen then.
It's not drinking it.
All right.
We're gonna try to give this to your dad now.
Oh.
Thank you, Lindquist. Thank you, Susan, for your
Um,
help.
So you take it before she has a chance to look at it?
No, I'd like to get confirmation
Bonnie just
before
walked
we try
over
to
and started
feed it
saying
to
thank
him.
you.
All
Did
I
you take
said
it,
was
Bonnie?
thank you. I didn't walk over.
Okay. All right. Sound like the implication was you were taking it from him. So she kind of looks over and slides it over to her, and she goes, I mean, it's kind of green, but no, I don't think this.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Want me to try it?
Try the tea, Arthur. No.
Lindquist, why did your people have to stop growing the mushrooms?
Well, we just didn't anymore. Now we don't have any to grow.
Do you know where they still grow, or we could find them in the wild?
No, if I knew that, then we just bring them here and do.
Bonnie's gonna look through her bag really quickly and pull out one of the mushrooms from the Underdark that Pugnut gave. Do they look like this?
You pull out one of the mushrooms from the
Underdark.
From the
From
goblin.
goblins.
one of the
Apparently, she kept that.
one of the thick aloe vera like mushrooms that is dripping with this red gooey sweet sort of liquid. You've been carrying that around in your bag?
In some little like glass jar, but yes.
It's in a
Okay.
Ziploc.
It looks like how long ago was that? That was weeks ago, right? At this point,
It's already a fungus.
It's a fungus.
Gonna happen?
it starts rotting. It is not good. It does not look like a fungus anymore. No, no. These are like tall toadstool looking sort of things.
It was worth a shot. And she puts it back into her bag. I'll get rid of that later.
So, do we have to
Looks
wait
like half
until
clotted
he
with
wakes?
blood is what you're carrying around.
It's like strawberry preserves, but awful. Do we have to wait until he wakes up? Maybe he knows the actual tea recipe.
I don't really want him to wake up, though. Not in this form.
Wait. He was saying that he wanted Susan to come home.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's still. I mean, Susan's just Susan right now. Maybe he's just he's a dickhead, right? Like normally.
Yeah.
Your father. But yeah, I think he's just him right now. He's just bigger.
Susan, you're faunting with your sister, yes? Maybe your sister knows the recipe?
She slides her book over.
Thank you.
A few moments later, yeah, she says it's called Giant's Tooth.
So what are we missing?
Maybe it's someone who's had the tea before, needs to...
Well, that would defeat the point of the glove, because it's supposed to retain lost tea.
Well, it's also an artifact that we don't know how it works.
All right.
It's a pretty glove that summons hot beverage.
So, yeah, I still think we need to talk to him.
It sort of smells all right. It's just it doesn't smell as lemony or whatever.
Well, then we just put some lemon in it.
It's not usually that thick, I guess.
So lemon juice then?
I don't know.
I don't want to have...
Pineapple
Does-
juice.
Does host make it for you?
So I'll drink it. Ugh, no. I mean, I don't really know. It's just kind of brought to me, so maybe.
Bonnie is going to cast Sending to host.
Ooh, all right.
No, I'm not. I lied. I take it back. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to let anyone on the outside know about him being down here, so. I don't want to put Lindquist's home in any danger, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Susan, could you try the glove on maybe and think of the tea, and maybe it'll brew itself as you remember?
Fine.
Susan,
She like slides over the glove.
if you're able to help us, the sooner you help, the quicker we can leave you alone on your date.
And she grabs the glove and just kind of slides it slowly across the table. And then she picks it up and starts trying to put it on the wrong
I
hand.
hold the eye contact the whole time.
Did you say she puts it on the wrong?
And you can see the little smirk on her face as Lindquist kind of laughs a little bit. And then she just, only getting the reaction from him, doesn't even care about the rest of you, puts it on the correct hand, grabs one of the empty mugs, these gigantic freaking mugs, thinks about the tea, and whoop, a glass fills from the bottom up with a tea that looks similar, but it's more watered down, and it's not as potent. It looks like there might be something else mixed in with it, lemon juice or something, more water.
You know, it occurs to me. Sorry. It occurs to me they might have mixed the stronger tea with things to make it palatable, but that might have made it less effective. I can't say for certain without lots of testing in a more controlled environment and with healing spells, but there's a...
Pray tell, how are you going to test this in a controlled environment? We'll just go find more half-jars.
Bruce.
long-term plan, but it's
Ah.
possible that the more concentrated tea might be more effective, but I don't think we should test that right now on your unconscious father.
I agree with that.
A bit of
Bit
time.
ethically dubious.
You've convinced me that it's probably just a stronger version of the tea. We should probably...
Lindquist kind of goes, oh, maybe it'll work permanently.
And after all, he does want to have this tea to maintain his appearance.
Right. And if he changes permanently, then we don't necessarily have to take the glove from Lynn,
True.
who is his rightful owner.
That is
So-
a lot of. That's
I'm
a
sorry,
lot
what?
of hopes.
Well,
and
let's start
ifs.
with this. Lindquist, do you remember from what your family told you, were the
So
giant's
you're gonna take
tooth
my glove?
mushrooms? No.
That was
No.
poor phrasing. I was paraphrasing on my part.
Okay.
Were the giant?
I do not want to take.
No, we really don't. Were the giant's tooth mushrooms toxic to your people, or did you guys drink them as tea on a regular basis or anything like that?
Oh, they. My understanding is they were very tasty.
All right.
Sounds.
So we at least know it shouldn't kill him.
Let's do a couple drops and see if like a toe turns or his pinky or, you know, something. Maybe his earlobe.
All right.
Or we could just serve him half of it and then take the other half to the other sister. And then Susan, if you could tell your father that we found it and that the mission...
Val, I am trusting you as a cleric to not be feeding our employer poison. So I'm just putting that out there.
Trust me as the erstwhile assassin that I would feed him poison. So
you're not counting in this conversation. Val, look at me.
When he opened himself up, we all got poisoned. Chances are he'd be immune to any poison.
The logic is just getting more and more sound. And Merrick is going to start working his way over to the...
Go ahead.
Shut up. The air is still squeaking out of you, little man.
They call him Flipper. Flipper.
King of the underdog.
All right, yeah,
You can't
sure.
see.
No, that's fine, Bonnie. That's a fair point.
Val, how do you feed potions, unguents, or tonics to unconscious patients?
Small amounts at a time. You have to let it kind of slowly trickle down their throat.
Sometimes massaging helps.
Do you have a spoon, Lundquist? Lundquist.
He hands you a spoon the
Mispronounced your
size
name.
of
Must
a
be the
trowel.
Perfect.
But he's big, so it's fine.
We pour a little into the trowel, and then we pour a little into the
A
mouth.
little or relatively little?
A cup's worth.
All right.
A giant's cup's worth.
That's all you have is a giant's cup's worth.
Perfect. Then we pour it all down, but not all.
Just get a feeding tube in there.
You see,
No.
I'm still waiting for the scones.
Sure, we did not find the infinite tea scones.
I was under the impression it makes scones. Not that there are extra scones.
Oh.
No, there are extra scones.
Oh.
I start looking for them.
They're nowhere here. They must still be buried. So, Merrick, you start to feed him. Which of the teas are you feeding him now? I'm confused. The stronger one. Okay. So as you start to feed him a little bit of it, you get 2 or 3 spoonfuls, normal spoonfuls and not giant spoonfuls. He gets 2 or 3 swallows in. Parts of his skin on different parts of his body start to kind of turn back into a kind of more pale pinkish color as opposed to the green, but he's still big. So you would guess it's probably going to take a bit.
And if I stop, and does the transformation continue, or does it kind of taper off as time goes on? Like if I feed him like 3 spoonfuls and I see this effect happen,
After 3 spoonfuls is when you start to barely notice it. So it's going to be a while. You're going to probably get quite a bit of this down.
All right. You've convinced me more.
Okay.
He's not dead yet. I'm checking that for sure.
So
You just have a hand on his
fine.
pulse.
He's
That's all.
snoring and just, he seems to be doing just fine with it.
Oh God, snoring while we're pouring something down his throat sounds like a terrible combination.
So about
It's actually
Oh, it's
gargling.
flesh.
you get about halfway through, and his skin is now all of this kind of pinkish color, but he's still the same size. So maybe that'll go next.
Maybe he's just this big.
Val leans her head down the hallway. Susan, how big is your dad when he's in human form?
Like Human size? I don't know.
Not this tall.
It's hard to tell with him laying on the ground. Could you prop him up?
No.
No.
I cannot.
No, help.
Strength was most of our dumb stat.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe
It's not
if
great,
Linkwood
but I have
helped
one.
us.
3 of the 5.
Not solo. I don't think even I can do that solo.
So as you guys want to look back, Lindquist is gone. She's in there faunting.
Just keep going, Merrick.
Keep spooning him. Keep giving him the love.
You get about a little over halfway, a couple more spoonfuls, and he starts to, his body starts to like vibrate a little bit, not like convulse or like seriously bad, but just like little twitches around his body, and the muscles on his body start to like kind of just pulse and pop and just kind of twitch.
Looks like my.
Are his vitals all
He's
still
fine.
okay? She's checking like.
How about the rope? Is it getting looser?
What?
The rope?
Nope.
Oh, Arthur.
I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that. I'll tighten it if need be.
Continue. Right?
A few minutes later, as you continue on, Lindquist comes out with another box, which he pops open, and inside there are little individually wrapped scones, which he then puts out. And
I stop paying attention to the rope, and I go over and ask for a scone.
okay. He says, "Oh, take your pick. What flavor do you want?" There's red, green, yellow, blue. I don't know what else. Black,
Purple.
purple.
Red.
You take red. Strawberry.
Red.
It's a strawberry scone. So you take a bite. It is probably the best tasting, most buttery scone you've ever had in your life. And as you go to take your second bite, you look at it, and it is completely full again.
I think Arthur doesn't need a magic item ever again.
I just sit down and watch and eat. I'm
Just don't eat the whole thing all at once.
Arthur, after a few minutes of this, as they're finishing up the about 3/4 of the way through this thing, you're realizing that as you're eating this, you don't feel like you're getting full.
Oh, it's just an experience then.
Yeah, it's like you're experiencing the eating of this item, but it's not. It doesn't actually feed anyone.
So we're not going to end world hunger with these.
Correct.
I really enjoy eating, so I'm going to continue doing that.
But you can
It
just
doesn't
eat
stop.
and eat, and never ever worry about it. Merrick, as you get about 3/4 of the way through, and that's quite a lot in a giant-sized glass. It's almost maybe 16 ounces worth of liquid here. Well, let's see here, 12 ounces worth of liquid you've gotten down in. The convulsing kind of stops, and the skin kind of darkens, and then quickly, almost like have you ever seen the chemical reaction where the purple water turns clear? It's almost that exact, just quick kind of change. His skin goes back to green.
Try the other one.
Sure. Any other physical things?
Nothing else has changed, and he's no longer convulsing.
Okay, yeah,
Wait.
let's try these.
Wait, so he went back completely?
It looks like, yeah, just like when you started. Nothing seems to have changed. Maybe it failed or whatever.
All right, let's try the other one real quick.
All right, so you go with the other one. It's a little cold now, but it's still tea. So you take it back over and you start spoon feeding him that. And after 3 or 4 spoonfuls, nothing seems to be happening.
Oh no. just had a horrible thought.
Well,
What if we just accidentally took away his ability to change at all and he just became permanently a troll?
Sucks to be him.
he can't force Susan to hide it anymore.
Sucks to be us.
Mm-hmm.
We found the gauntlet.
Only partly.
Yeah, but we essentially left this man to have the exact thing he didn't want. You think he's going to pay us? You think he's
Maybe
even
there's
going to tell the Birchfield we did anything good here?
There's like a different tea.
Are we doing anything good, Adelaide? Really? Helping?
We helped the farm. We did good here.
I could always.
No.
He's
We
not
were
going to
sent here
care
for a
about the
job.
farm.
Right. I'm saying we were sent here for a job. And we can't just not do the job.
But we did the job.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's not about technicalities, Merrick. It's about we get hired and whatever they say reflects on us. So if he decides we, she shot him full of arrows and knocked him unconscious and permanently turned him into a troll, that feels like a net negative on our employer's life. At least how he'll see it.
So, here's what I propose. Is that we tell him that we couldn't
How does that solve anything?
because then he can't blame us for permanently being lesser of two.
Oh my god.
What are they going to do? Demote us back
Yeah.
to bronze badge? Oh,
Shooting him in the testicle. That's, can't blame you for that, I guess.
We're really good at this.
Merrick, they could kick us out. There is something lower than a bronze.
Like the bottom of a well.
then what do you propose that we do? Al? Fearless leader.
Don't do that. I don't know.
Well,
I just don't want to.
you put in the kibosh on all my ideas. Kill him, feed him by the shovelful. Don't tell him anything. Just tell him
To be fair, I went back on one of those.
That's fair. You did.
And look where that got us when I agreed with one of your plans, Merrick.
I never claimed that they were all good. There's just
Big green results.
Well, I mean, we can keep feeding him this one. She holds up the normal transformative tea and see if the whole mug does anything.
I'd rather we stop.
Maybe if we just let him wake up, he'll have an idea on how to fix it.
If we can fix it, but yep, I agree.
I'd rather be upfront about it.
Honest and integrity. Well,
For all the good that gets us.
Is it going to matter to Rob?
Oh, results are what matter to Robin. We're fucked either way.
Right. That's my point.
unless we reason with him when he comes out of it, and we make him understand why this is happening, and therefore we don't get a poor review.
I would love to watch that conversation. Not participate, but at least watch.
Maybe if we could get Susan involved, although I don't know how all that'll work.
It's worth a shot. I'm willing to attempt the conversation.
Adelaide throws her hands up and is just like, all right.
I'm willing to try anything at least once.
I believe in you, love.
So what? We just wait till he wakes up.
No, I can give him a little healing push.
So you're gonna wake him up, or are you gonna go talk to Susan?
We should probably talk to Susan first. Is my Susan, may I speak with you?
You walk back into the room, and they're not there.
All right.
Arthur, they got up and they'd been talking about something. You really weren't paying attention, reading your scone. Maybe something about makeup and a dress. And they got up and went somewhere while you got the other scones and have been trying them all out.
I made a snozberry.
Never heard of a snow.
Arthur, where did they go?
I don't know. They were talking about like makeup and a dress or something. There was like a room over there with a dress in it, right?
Yes, and the makeup he was trying to make.
They're probably in there.
There was also a bed.
Knock first.
If there's a troll-sized sock on the door, then
Troll-sized gauntlet.
well, that's
Oh, there you go. Shall I go try and speak with her?
you could try knocking very gently if the door is closed, and if
Yeah.
the cave's a rock.
I won't bother knocking.
Is that blackberry?
Kyle, your audio is cutting out at the end, evidently.
Hmm?
So you may need to turn up your delay on the push talk.
Oh, sorry, America. All I heard was black or bear.
Is that black?
Yeah. This one here. So good.
So Bonnie, what are you doing?
Bonnie's gonna get up and venture towards the room where the makeup and dress were being made to see if she can find Susan and
So
Lindquist.
you get past the dress room, which was the first one that you came across on the left there, and then the next one was the makeup room, and you can hear giggling coming from within. You're pretty sure it's Lindquist.
Is there a door shut?
There's no door. It's a cave.
Bonnie's gonna kind of knock on the side of the cave wall.
You're gonna. It does nothing. No sound is made when you knock on stone.
All right. Lindquist, Susan, do you have a moment, please?
Yeah.
Bonnie will pop her head around. Sorry
You
to
can see
interrupt.
that, Lindquist is sitting at the stump, kind of looking at that weird beaten shield, and Susan is sitting on the table and using the makeup to like put makeup onto Lindquist.
You look
He's
wonderful.
giggling every time she touches it, because it tickles to get makeup put on.
It does tickle a little bit. Susan, I hate to interrupt. I have a brief question, and I do actually hate to interrupt. You look like you're enjoying yourself.
She looks up and says, "Oh yeah, no, I think you do. It's the other one that does."
We need to try and... I need your advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know why we were hired. How is there... Would you be willing to help me convince your father
Probably
to leave things? Not willing or not able?
not able.
Would you be?
You met him? Ugh,
Yes, but would you be willing to try?
no. What do you want to do? What's wrong?
I want to convince him to give up the search for the gauntlet. I mean, it's been found, but
The only way that's gonna happen is if he was cured.
any cured in which way? Cured as in if he can't change back and forth, or cured as in human 100% all the time?
That's a kind of ridiculous question.
Human 100% all the time?
I mean, I suppose the other way technically counts, but he's not going to be happy.
Will he be unhappy enough to report back to our employer with a negative and unfavorable review?
He already has several times.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I'm trying to find a situation where everybody is happy.
Good luck. So, what is wrong?
Well, we started giving him the drink.
Yeah.
And he started changing back to human skin tones. And then he started twitching a little bit and then went back to green. So we thought, well, maybe we tried the wrong cup. So we grabbed the other cup and now nothing is happening.
She kind of smirks a little bit. She's still putting makeup on Lindquist. Lindquist, though, kind of puts his hand up for a second and looks around and says, oh, you know that if I remember correctly, that tea is the part of the ritual we used to make the first hybrid.
So maybe it doesn't work for him?
Might have undone it.
Oh gosh.
But what? I'm not.
Can it be redone?
I suppose if you got a hold of some of my dead ancestors, maybe. But we weren't really good record keepers. We stopped doing the shaman stuff. I mean, I did. I didn't follow in my dad's footsteps.
Okay. Well, Susan, you never had a ritual done on you, right? You just ever drank the tea, right?
Neither did Whisk.
Oh, that's right.
And Susan kind of stops and looks at, completely forgetting about you, Bonnie, which you're used to by now, looks at Lindquist and says, so I could be permanently like this? And he kind of shrugs and, I don't know. And she just goes back to makeup.
It looks like it if you drink an entire cup of the tea. The undiluted one. Yeah, potentially. If that's what you wanted. It'd be nice to make a decision for yourself, I'm sure.
She doesn't seem to really acknowledge what you're saying. I'm pretty sure she heard you, though.
Yeah. That's why she said it. Well, I'm gonna go wake up your dad and try to convince him to leave everything alone or to do more research on redoing a ritual.
I wouldn't do that.
What would you recommend?
He'd be really angry. I'm the one that hired you technically, right?
Yes?
Then I'll just tell your boss everything went great.
We found the gauntlet for you. You know exactly where it is. And you're happy with our services?
In the middle of interrupting you talking, he looks up at her. Lindquist looks up at her and says, oh, it's yours if you want it. And she kind of smiles. The actual first little genuine smile you see. And she leans down and kisses.
That's the exact
He
reaction.
thumps his foot a little.
give you guys some privacy. She'll give thumbs up to Lindquist.
Neither one of them see.
Bonnie will
Sees a
just...
little Twitch roll painted.
Oh my god, that was adorable.
God damn it.
Bonnie will just smile and go back to the rest of the group. A huge grin on her face.
So, good news?
Yes, good news.
Which would be...
Troll babies.
They're kissing. But Susan is the one that hired us. Not her father.
That's what I said.
Our job is complete. And Lindquist just gave her the gauntlet. Without being asked, of his own volition, said it's hers if she wants it. And she is planning on reporting to Robin that not only did we fulfill our job, we did so in an excellent fashion and therefore would not get into any trouble. And whether or not he's stuck like that permanently is not our fault. Even if we maybe just undid the ritual that turned him partially human in the first place.
He's kind of a dick, though, anyway. Maybe just...
I don't think it matters what body you have. I mean, people can be dicks in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Oh, yeah.
Lindquist is perfectly delightful.
That's true. I hands down would spend time with Lindquist over that asshole, and she gestures over at Whisk.
I think Susan would too.
Yeah, she's not as stupid as she... I guess she never came off as stupid, just frustrating.
She's never been able to make a decision for herself.
Frustrating.
She was talking about potentially staying this way permanently. If it worked.
I think she'd be happier.
I think so too. They are adorable together. And I think she's genuinely happy. So I would say not only accomplishing our mission and finding our employer a significant other, more goes above and beyond the call of duty.
You win by technicality, Miss Reed.
But a win nonetheless.
A technicality will keep us out of trouble.
Maybe.
Well, it may at least keep us from being fired. How's that?
It is us, you know. We're really good at getting into trouble.
Come on, we passed the last one with flying colors.
Well, with flying, and we are now colored with paint.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Arthur.
I want to get out of this town.
I do too.
Same.
We've been instructed by our employer to not wake up her father and to leave him. Or at least if we can try and pull him out, that'd be great. But I don't know if we can pull him out without waking him up. But she did recommend that we don't try to wake him.
I think he can climb out himself.
He got down himself, so it stands to
Sort of.
All right.
Suppose
He's
I need to
fine.
leave these scones here.
probably should.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a shame to break up the set.
Yeah.
Would you like me to send to Robin, let him know job accomplished and we're heading home?
Sure, you get to hear him in your head. You go ahead.
Excellent.
Wait. Here's a thought. Now, the scones only replenish if you've eaten them, correct? Arthur, you've been spending the last 30 minutes with...
They're all still here. Yeah.
Right. So what if we break off a piece and then take that piece with us? Maybe they might have a way to replicate the magic, as long as you can hold off from eating them for the entire time that we're there. In transit.
not a bad thought, just to see how they work.
Could be interesting.
Maybe it won't. Maybe it doesn't what would be the word?
Replicate?
Yeah, reincorporate until you've eaten it.
We could check. I don't think they'd mind if we took a piece.
What if you broke it in half, took
I
a
would
bite
go
off of
ask
each
them,
half, and see
but-
if they both replicate?
Look, and while I've been eating these, what have I noticed has been happening?
Give me an investigation check.
That's a 9.
Not much. They're tasty.
Do they-
enjoying them? You really haven't looked at them, but
I-
you're welcome to test.
I'll do it now. I'm gonna bite one and just keep it in my mouth and just hold up and look at the scone without.
It's almost as if there is no bite taken out of it at all. It's like you're eating an illusion. So you take a bite into it and you feel it, and you can feel like you're chewing and you're tasting and everything. But then, as soon as you pull it out of your mouth, it's a whole scone again. You never see the scone with a bite taken out.
Okay. I show you guys this and say that it's not possible to do that.
As you take it and try to like break it in two, you feel it breaking your hand, but as you pull your hands apart, one of them just turns to air.
I'm just gonna put them back.
This
I don't.
one.
Yeah. No.
This was stolen from everyone else. Come on now.
I know.
But we like Lindquist. He's nice.
Bonnie sends to Robin, gauntlet acquired, and our employer is incredibly happy.
Oh, and Merrick isn't on drugs.
Also, Merrick is very much not on drugs.
What are you saying this?
Robin.
Oh, you're just saying Robin. Okay.
So I basically said mission accomplished. Our employer is incredibly happy. Merrick's not on drugs. We're heading.
What did Robin sound like? I can't remember.
It's
An asshole.
Pompous.
It's different
Just
every
clipped
episode.
and
It's fine.
polite.
Oh, okay. I got
Clipped
it. Oh,
and
so it's
proper.
Merrick. But yours is in canon. Mine's not. We'll see about
The drugs part or about the finishing the job part?
all of it.
Merrick gets back and there's a pea cup waiting for him.
I was thinking a wand, but yeah.
All right.
Pea wand?
Let's head on.
Way to tinkle on my joke.
All right. Let's go home, guys.
Agreed.
Yep.
So
Alright.
we exit the secret.
Yep. I leave all 4 scones behind.
All 4 scones, huh? Which one do you accidentally forget about that you forget to return?
Which one do you try to sleight of hand without the rest of us noticing?
No, it's all 5 of them are put back.
Alrighty. So you guys leave. You guys head out. Anything you want to do before you leave?
Pineapples.
Settle the bill over at the inn because I forgot the.
Dragon's
Dragon's
bollocks.
bollock.
Are you
Thank
guys
you.
going to wait until tomorrow since it's night?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
probably.
mean, it's not like you're going to get a train out of here tonight.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Might as well wait.
Adelaide will go with Arthur though to the pineapples because seeing what Arthur did with that pineapple, she's gonna ask Dole if she can fill her pen with pineapple juice.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, he's take as many as you guys.
So just stabbing pineapples, going.
Perfect.
Bonnie is going to get a drink at the Dragon's Bollocks down and sit and relax.
Hey, barkeep, you have any drinks with pineapple in it?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Thank you. As you wake up the next morning, there are there's a fruit basket for each of you sitting down there with different actually it's not just fruit baskets, it's fruit, cheese, and it's a full charcuterie baskets, nicely wrapped. They all say from Susan. Your bill has been paid here at the place, and there's a suit hanging on the wall for Arthur. It's in a nice cloth bag that says Marco across. And
Mark.
that is it, I think.
I go put the suit on.
You can decide what that looks like.
Well, I guess our employer was happy.
But as soon as every time you open the bag, it does say Marco. Well, the first time, not every time.
Because it has to be an ephemeral experience. It's not a
Yes.
replicatable thing.
No. It can't be lasting. It's a moment. It's like the first time you take a sip of wine or something. It's a moment of.
It's like the first kiss from a beautiful woman. It only lasts a moment.
Never.
Or a first
Never have it.
headbutt.
Never dry clean an original Marco.
Yes. Press the
No,
digitation
you burn
only.
it and you buy another one.
You put it in a museum and then you buy another one.
For some reason, you punch a Nazi.
Yes.
Punch all the Nazis.
Punch on. Is this in vain? Because that's one of the tenets of that campaign is punch Nazis.
Right.
Literally, it is the tenet of the campaign. Is always
You
punch
know
Nazi.
that the next town over, there's another competitor. Clothier. Polo.
Yeah, we already did the Marco Polo.
Well, I wasn't there. I was food coma.
It's true. He didn't get to make the joke.
That's an original Arthur joke right there, not
So, all right, you guys get. Hello, Fennec. You guys get to the train station, where your tickets to jump on the next available train, which is today, are waiting for you, as they have been this entire time, because nobody knew when you were going to be able to finish. As bronze level proctors.
Everybody's pinned, but
You
Adelaide
are
has paint on.
upgraded.
Yes.
You're actually at a nicer cart than usual. Not quite first class level, but it's a nice car. There's a little bit more room in the seats and closer to the dining car and things. Yeah, so you guys are having a good time.
I'm going to take out the book that Merrick gave me on the way there, and I'm going to start reading it. I don't know what volume of the mystery it was.
I can't remember either.
It was a lost volume, I remember. Adelaide gets some tea, sits in a corner of the car, and is sort of quiet for the trip. Not angry, but just quiet.
Okay, all right.
How many times do you polish your pen?
Only a few.
Start writing with pineapple juice.
Damn it, wrong pen.
You got to hold it up to light to burn it a little to.
No, that's one of our tricks.
read it.
Bonnie just stares out the window contentedly and won't make conversation if anyone makes conversation with her, but she's just admiring the passing scenery because it's so
Yeah.
different than what she.
All right.
Yeah. Could have been worse. Could have been better.
Adelaide. So you're off to one side of the train, and you hear kind of this hollering from the car next to you. No, you listen to me, pal. Last time I was on this train, I got teleported off of it, and that's not happening again. I am staying right here. You take your candy and go to hell.
Oh.
You do recognize the voice, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is Brindlehooves the unicorn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm glad he's alive.
Me too. Maybe he'll learn his lesson and is more polite to the service staff.
Maybe don't speak to him. Maybe avoid him for the trip.
Oh, he's never going to know I'm here.
Good.
Where are you going to hide now?
Wherever he damn well pleases.
It's true.
You are the night.
I am the bat.
I don't feel any compulsion to re-engage with the unicorn.
No.
Neither do
not
I.
right now.
Anybody say or do anything on the trip? Or are you guys just sitting in 16 hours of silence till you get back?
So,
Oh, Autumn, that's perfect. The puppies of
Where
mystery.
did the-
These are good boys. That's
oh
mystery.
no! Oh no!
Oh,
It's
where
so
did the
good.
ball go? That's also a good one.
That's a good idea, Finnick. Or maybe
Spot the
Merrick can hide under
difference.
Bonnie's skirt.
I'm
Merrick hides
dead.
under Bonnie's skirt.
A short tail.
Oh,
God
I
damn
love it.
Autumn, these are
You
Oh, I
have
didn't see the other ones.
the books where like it's one book one way and then you flip it over and it's the other book the other way and in the middle it's just a picture of a
Mhm.
Yes, I love it.
So,
You were saying something, Kyle?
right. So, Bonnie.
Hmm?
I was wondering if you would like to come to dinner with me and my mum.
I would love to.
Delightful.
I'll come too.
Nope. It was not a party invite. It will be a party, but not for our party. So no. It's.
That's fine.
I want to take her on a date. Leave me alone.
just remember your heads aren't supposed to collide quite that hard as last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, to be fair,
You
we were
always
not
invite-
in control.
You always invite your mom on your dates.
When she's cooking, yeah.
Fair enough.
She ends up showing up anyway.
Somehow I don't doubt that.
That's
Oh,
two,
so-
Bonnie. Be
Get-
careful.
Get
That
home
would've
from
been
being
3
two
for
cities
Arthur.
over. Get home from being 2 cities over, and she's like, "How was the tiramisu?" And I was like, "But I didn't have tiramisu. How did you know that?" And she's like, "Oh, we have ways. Haha, I'm your mother. I know everything. I watch you like a creep."
Well, my mother is about a week's journey off the coast, so I think you're at least safe from my.
Perfect.
It's okay, Ashnor's tooth is boring anyway.
Did you say in-laws tooth? What?
Ashnor. What?
Ashnar's tooth, right?
Merrick,
Wow.
roll me a d20.
A D20.
I'm gonna roll one too,
Oh boy.
and we're gonna see if you run into someone in the 60.
He's just talking to Bonnie from under the train seat. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Just
under the
the
train.
luggage rack up above everything.
It's weird. He starts building a fort out of suitcases to like hide in. Just casually doing that while he's talking.
The straight roll is 14.
All right. So at one point, Merrick, you the door opens and you, before he sees you, see Brindlehooves pushing his way through into this cart. Where are you hiding?
Is there a newspaper?
Sure.
Oldie but a goodie.
I was going to say, it can't be anything that's already been said. And that's good.
I crumple it. I throw it into his eyes.
All right, so you pull up a newspaper and just kind of like, and Brindlehost kind of walks and sees Adelaide and sees the rest of you.
Hi, Brindle.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
Oh,
guys.
So
good.
good to see you guys.
Hi.
Yeah.
How are you?
Pull up a seat.
I'm doing okay. Oh, all right. And he kicks over a ottoman and kind of plops his butt down on it.
Say, I've seen that.
I want to thank you guys for helping me out before. It's and he kind of like twists his rump around. It's all buttered up still. I do it every time I get on a train now. It helps.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
no
I'm
problem.
glad.
Yeah.
That's one.
Glad to help. Looks good on you too.
Yeah, makes
And
you nice
background?
and
It gives me kind
shiny.
of a sheen. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
How was your trip?
It's been very informative. I learned a lot, like what happens when you eat candy from strangers and get teleported off of trains when they're going 30
Oh,
miles per hour.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
That
last time
sounds
I was here. Your friend, Lisa, your traveling companion, he gave me a piece of candy and I got teleported off the train after he encouraged me to activate whatever it was.
Are you, I mean,
Oh,
Were
it
you
hurt
hurt?
a lot. I kind of broke my horn a little, but it's okay now.
Well, I'm
Luckily,
glad
I
you're
can heal.
okay.
I've got the power of goodness on my side. I am a unicorn.
that is true.
Unlike him, he's just the worst. I'm so
He
sorry.
Really is. Yeah. It was not great.
I mean,
Were that he were here so I could give him a piece of my mind
Yeah, that would be really
for that
nice.
unconscionable.
he
You know,
can
I can
barely
do that.
read.
Is he on the train? I can do that locate person thing.
Oh no, I don't.
I mean,
He's
we're not.
he's not in
stopping
the
you.
picture, right?
Bonus action, disengage.
I don't. You just start running.
Disengage from the newspaper?
The newspaper's just like there, and then just
They're sailing to the ground. 'cause he went
Cartoon style. It holds in space for just a split second while he's
a
going.
cloud of smoke.
that is a 19.
So,
Slips
so
on the picture.
somehow you guys realize that Merrick has slipped away. The newspaper's still hanging from 3 strings he's attached to the ceiling somehow. You have no idea how that happened, and he is now gone somewhere. Well, anyway, you guys have a good day, and sorry I didn't get to meet your ghost friend. And he just kind of gets up and starts heading up.
Well, I
Bye,
hope
Brindle
to
Hooves.
Bye.
see you around.
Unicorns are nearsighted. It's a curse.
Mhm.
All right.
So what did Merrick do?
Oh, he just gave a unicorn with poor decorum for people in the service
And bad
industry
eyesight.
a piece of fake candy that teleported him outside the car. You know, as you do.
The Taffy.
All right. Well, no one was hurt permanently, so could be worse.
This time, no.
Well,
Hitched your horse to a great wagon there, Bonnie. And Adelaide continues sipping her.
I think I did a little better this time around.
Wow, what was your last one like?
No comment.
Oh, that bad.
So, you guys finish up your trip. Merrick has no other problems. He eventually comes back. And
Crawling under the seats. Slipping back behind the news.
Garfielding out on the outside of the windows.
Where did Merrick... Suction cups are not part of his starting equipment. This is a really good sight gag if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah. We should
To be
get
fair, a lot of what we do are really good sight gags. This was
I
the problem with the
know.
podcast.
Yeah.
Should have Eric come and narrate all of Kyle's side gag.
Think a really small,
I said Garfield on the
like
outside.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's like a really small, like Ethan Hunt from like Mission Impossible 1. So a normal sized Tom Cruise.
Wow. Burning
Tiny
those
shots
bridges.
fired.
Yeah.
Love.
More like sparks, rather
Someone
than
just got unfollowed.
Anyway.
It's all right. I'm in a relationship with the Hubbard.
So, you guys get back into town. Adelaide, while you do go and check in with the Birchfield, Robin does not get you a meeting right away. He says that he'll talk to you, or he'll give you a contact in a couple of days when he's got some meeting time, and we'll discuss how your thing went. However, he does, through the secretary, say that he understands that he got a glowing report from your employer, and that he looks forward to the conversation.
Great.
Anything about the drugs?
He didn't seem to
Or
say.
Oh, give this
Or
cup to Mary.
Payment at all.
No, you'll get that. You'll get that next time when we do our next save
Mhm.
point. Or if we're still doing save points, I haven't decided. So I think we are. We decided we're going. Didn't we decide we're going to do save points?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do save points. We'll talk about all the good things that have happened. You guys have reached a milestone. We'll go through all of that next time.
Yeah, I like this Eric Snyder guy in chat. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Right?
Level? Maybe 3 levels?
Is that? Is it? Did I say? I said Eric, and an Eric appears. Is that our Eric, or is that a different Eric? I said Eric.
We
and
are
of a
all
sudden Eric
Nerdsmith, so he is our
Yeah,
Eric.
that's true. Well,
No,
you can
different
call me
Eric.
Okay. God, that freaked
But
me
hi.
out. I said Eric, and I'm just like, oh, bloop, Eric. I'm like, hold
Welcome.
hi,
Hey,
welcome,
new
I
Eric.
know. And yes, we agree with you.
3 levels, or they should go to level 3.
It's a
You
flash.
lose
movie.
2
You
levels.
guys lose 2 levels.
We're at 5, if you're
Yeah,
wondering
I
what
don't think
level.
our thing is working right now. Is the problem? Yeah, it's
No,
not.
the overlay is not
I
working.
forgot.
That's,
I forgot to get it activated. I'm sorry. It was a
that's
busy
why I
day.
was like, so how bad do Bonnie and Merrick look?
Oh, I like
3
it.
hit
Good,
points.
You didn't know. Yeah,
Same.
Bonnie
3
was
hit
down to
points.
3%. Okay, let's
That's what
finish up the
you
game.
had left?
So
playing a
after
game.
1 hit, yeah. So you guys arrive back in town. You have a couple of days of downtime. Merrick, you go to your mother and tell her what exactly.
I was very careful, and I did not say your name.
No, that's
His
a
mom
took me a
told him
second, but that's
he'd
a
do
good.
it.
That's a really
I
good
knew
call.
exactly.
All
knew
right.
exactly
you
where
get
we
through
were going
that
with
part of the conversation. She gives you a kiss and a pat on the head, and gives you some hard pasta to crunch on as a snack.
Stick
I
that
am-
to the wall.
Sorry,
I am
that's
quite vermicelli.
That's a movie
I hate it.
So
You're impostable. Oh my god.
I'm gonna end this game right now.
No.
No.
So what do you say to her about your date?
So, you know how I have it of canoodling?
She turns and she points a spoon at you. If you don't stop with the pasta pot.
Right. Well, I would. You remember the one the Bonnie? You remember Bonnie? I would like to have her own over for dinner. That we cook, that she can eat with us. That she will be eating dinner with us.
Oh, so you and Arthur aren't You brought him over. I thought maybe
He's more of a friend. He hasn't really given me any signals. I'm not sure where Arthur stands. But
So
no,
is this this is more serious than
we'll see. You know, it's a second date, so you know, we've been on a few adventures.
she looks a little surprised that you say that. I'm sorry.
What?
Second date?
Well, I mean, group dates count. She was here and she had dinner, and I guess I took all of my party out on a date then.
I was considering that business, but all right.
Oh, okay. Then it was business. So it's our first date, and it's going to be
Perfect.
here.
I'll notify the family. And she schedules dinner for the.
Oh man!
Have you ever seen Good Morning Vietnam?
It's been a very long time.
So, Bonnie, you come over for dinner the next night. I'm not sure what Mayor tells you about. What do you tell Bonnie about?
So,
I'm
it
sorry.
was supposed to be a quiet evening, and it will be anything but that.
Okay, well, that's, I mean, you know me, I can easily blend in any sort of crowd. Attire, what should I wear? What do you...
Clothing. Something
What
comfortable.
kind?
Okay.
Okay.
Something that you don't mind being hugged in.
Okay.
Leave your purse behind. Or
Put
I
your
can
armor on.
I could put it into my room. But come hungry. You might want to bring a small present of some sort for me, mum. Well, there's going to be a lot of people.
Does she like music?
Most likely.
Does she have a favorite song?
You know, I don't know.
Okay. I'll find something.
She liked, you know, there is a guy that was in town a few years ago that I think he was an actor and he became a songwriter. It was like the Tomorrowist or something was one of his records.
Okay. I think I can come up with something. I've got
All right.
Logan, Bonnie is going to spend some time beforehand trying to find a small, delicately carved music box of one of the songs of the person that married as a gift.
All right.
And a nice bottle of wine.
How nice.
Like, I only have 5 gold, so
boxed wine.
So nice-ish.
Okay. How much you want?
I would like to spend like 3 or 4 gold. Knowing that I'm getting a payday very soon, so she'll make it
All
work.
right. No problem.
I figured out what the code was.
Goons party.
Here you love.
Looks like you guys changed the names of the codes in the background. I didn't realize. Nobody told me, so I needed to update.
Sorry.
That's why they're still yellow. Anyway, all right. So, hi guys.
Hello.
The next.
My palms are actually sweating.
It's just a fictional date, you know.
Did Arthur crash the party? The date? You don't know.
Arthur was invited. Does Arthur?
How was I invited?
Somebody comes around and
Come on with me.
no, you just in the morning you get a letter from Merrick's mom, and so does Val, and so does Adelaide, asking if they would like to come to dinner.
Adelaide writes a very polite, no thank you. No idea how to deliver it, but leaves it
The
where
person would wait for you to respond.
Oh, sure. And so she would do that. Write a very, very polite, very grateful, no thank you. I have a prior engagement.
Do you actually have a prior engagement?
She makes it a point to make a prior engagement then, right after she writes that letter.
Okay.
Yeah,
She goes to she goes somewhere.
Where do you go?
She will go to her
Do you make reservations somewhere?
No, but I go to the Birchfield to visit a person on my list of people that I have as
so
people.
you don't but what you're saying is you don't have any plans set.
No,
Right.
she just goes to go do something instead. So that
An
she can
hour
validate.
later the person returns with another letter.
Mm-hmm.
This one says, our understanding is it seems that you don't have any prior engagements this evening. Are you sure that you can't?
Adelaide says that she had been putting off visiting a very dear friend, and now that she is back in town, had made it a intention to go visit that person. So though she did not have any prior engagement, she was going to be going somewhere this afternoon, and then quietly to herself, like, bitch, come on.
Okay.
Trying to wield as much gentility and politeness and sincerity into her refusal as possible.
All right.
And then proceeds to go to the Birchfield to visit one of the academics there who she knew from her childhood. She's on they are on her list of contacts. It's an old tutor of hers that she hadn't actually gotten in touch with.
Okay.
So that's who she'll go visit and
All right.
chat
Arthur,
with.
are you going?
I would respond in Elvish that I appreciate the offer.
Roll, Kyle.
And perhaps that I would not mind dinner with her again, but perhaps not this evening.
All right. And Val?
I'm trying to decide. She knows that Bonnie and Merrick are supposed to be having a date, so she doesn't really want to go. She's a little confused why she's getting an invite. She probably would try to. Okay. So she sends back, I greatly appreciate the invitation. Now that I'm back in town, I have a lot of duties for the Nights of Joy and Sorrow to catch up on before our next mission for the Birchfield. I would love to, and how would you phrase this?
How would you phrase this?
Perhaps another time. Thank you very much for the invitation.
All right. So you all three decline fairly gracefully. The other two of you don't seem to get any sort of additional letter. And Merrick and Bonnie, when you guys, well, Merrick, you've probably been there for a while, helping get set up and things. Bonnie, when you arrive, the house is there's probably 20 people outside, drinking wine and milling about, and inside there's probably another 30 to 35 people. And everybody, when they see you, just they know who you are, they know your name. They call out to you like your friends, Bonnie, and they come over, they give you a kiss on the cheek. They give you hugs. Every single person greets you. It takes you probably 20 minutes just to get into the building before the people inside even realize you're there. And then everybody kind of parts as Merrick's mom comes over to greet you, and she gives you a big hug and a kiss on each cheek. And she kind of just steps back and puts her hands on her shoulder, says, "You look beautiful."
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Hey, these are for you. And she hands the bottle of wine and the a wrapped small present.
She'll take them gracefully and she doesn't even look at the wine. She just puts it aside. Actually, she hands it to Merrick kind of forcefully, and a little bit harder than would be comfortable, just kind of beating it with it a little in the chest, and unwraps the gift. And is actually quite taken back by it. She's very impressed with it, and she just smiles and gives you another hug and like kind of tears up almost a little bit. And she, just walks away and goes and finds a place for it on one of the shelves.
She just kind of mouths at Merrick. I think that was good.
Very good.
And then everybody else in the room comes and meets you. About an hour of talking and being asked everything that you do and having to tell the same story 10 different times. You finally get to sit down and, they start to pass around different charcuterie and different appetizers and antipastas and just tons and tons of stuff. After a while, you've been sitting and talking and eating for about an hour. Merrick's mom finally comes in and says, "Okay, now we eat." And you go and you sit down, and there's probably food for 100 people put out, and then the 50 of you sit there and eat, and everybody's dining and laughing, drinking a lot of wine, and then she says that she's sending you to a play. So she's got a play, she's got tickets for you, and gives those to you guys, and as you head out, so does everyone else. They let you walk about 20, 30, 40, 50 feet in front of them, but for the most part, you're being followed by a crowd of people as you go to the to this play, and then you are followed by this crowd of people as you go out to a nice little dessert bar afterwards, and you're followed as Merrick walks you home. And says goodnight to you with an audience of, like I said, about 50 people watching.
This feels like my big fat criminal underworld wedding.
It's my big fat criminal underworld first date.
Yeah.
Right? Bonnie does her best to be gracious and as entertaining as she possibly can to everybody, and also genuinely enjoys herself, because Bonnie does like people and she enjoys Merrick, so she's just tries very hard to be charming, and makes an offer if Liara ever needs music for the house, that she'd be happy to play for her anytime.
They probably had you playing quite a bit today. Once you came out that you were musical, they were like, "Oh yes, there's instruments galore," and they bring out some squeeze boxes and some other things to play with you, and tons of music.
Uncle Ronald on the spoons.
Bonnie will switch off instruments. She's only ever really played violin in front of the group, but she will happily, if there are instruments available, to switch off and happily play, squeeze box or lute or whatever is brought out. She's pretty flexible in being able to play. She's got pipes. She can pick it up
Uncle
and pretty much play all of it. She had a lot of time.
What did you say, Merrick? Uncle who on the what?
Uncle Ronald with the spoons.
Uncle Ronald on the spoons. Okay. Yeah, he's good at those. Because of only having one hand.
That is a 28 on my performance check to see how well I do.
So the two of you are standing with them about, again, just down the street a bit, all of them within view, trying not to be watching as you stand on Bonnie's porch, on the porch of the hotel.
Is that what they're calling it now?
And saying goodnight. So go ahead. What are you saying?
Probably standing on the right bollocks.
Bonnie, it was a wonderful evening. Thank you for being a woman of utter class and talent, and I thank you for gracing myself and my family with your presence.
Anytime. I had a wonderful evening. Thank you.
And he will take your hand and kiss the back of it, and then look up at you and whisper very quietly, I about shut my pants.
Uncle Ronald starts to boo as you only kiss her hand, and a few of the others kind of also start to boo.
What are you, a nun?
Oh yes, please, all of you, members of the family, please.
And there's a few of them starting to holler out, "Kiss her!"
We want the redhead.
The most appropriate Pirates of the Caribbean joke ever, Ange. Thank you for that. We want the redhead. I love you for that.
Then Merrick will make do with his 8 strength. Try to dip Bonnie.
Bonnie will help him. She knows how to do that.
She said she was flexible.
If you're on stairs,
I have very high dexterity.
So
She
she's
just lay down on the stairs.
okay. So she's just doing a back bend while Merrick puts his hand on her.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no. It's like when you're on stage and you're choking someone when they're the ones actually doing all the movement, not you. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's a weird reference to Trev in this particular circumstance.
Okay, Cheryl.
And she dips, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Merrick will kiss Bonnie.
Okay.
Bonnie
Very quickly.
About half of the crowd erupts in there you go. Perfect.
We're shouting from the windows of our rooms above you.
Bonnie will blush and grin back.
I would throw some rice, but I never waste food.
Arthur just slowly pours the rice into his mouth.
I would be happy to go out on a date with you anytime.
Delightful. Well, next time won't be as boisterous in the same ways.
Oh, you love it!
Can't hear them. So you understanding the traditionalism in your family, even though this is technically the place you're staying to right now. Actually, well, yeah, you don't stay with your mom, so or do you? I
have a room, but no,
you have a room, but just because you like to keep your options open, you know that staying here today would look kind of weird. Your family wouldn't expect it, so you at least are expected to walk home with them as they tell you all the amazing and or horrible things about your new interest.
So, what's one horrible thing that I would learn?
She's too pretty. She's too pretty for you, Merrick.
Uncle Ronald is upset she can't play the spoons, or didn't even try. Maybe that was it. That's pretty much the worst thing about Bonnie that you can find out. Somebody else probably says she's too tall for it.
I like to climb.
That's true. Second story work.
Heyo.
Your mom does not say anything the entire time. She actually doesn't talk to you much at all until the rest of the family is gone. And then right before she heads off to bed, she just looks at you and she nods and says, "Okay." And she turns and heads off.
All right, no bounty on Bonnie's life. That's a good sign.
As she bounces her head back around. You sure about Arthur?
I don't think anyone is.
I am. And she turns her head back.
Oh, fucking 2 for 2, Mike.
What, you think this hasn't happened before?
Yeah, this is not.
This is not the
even
first.
second
This is not the second mother.
No, this is even like the third or fourth at this point.
See, now I just want every character I ever play in a same game with Mike to have an active mother in the campaign to be like, here, Mike.
Enjoy.
Here's a storyline for you. God damn it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, 9 minutes late is where we're going to end
Worth
tonight's
it.
episode of Shenanigoons.
Totally worth it.
Definitely. Next week, we will come back and we will be doing more Shenanigoons, hopefully without these lip sync issues. I apologize. We're like Milli Vanilli over here.
It's
And
like Godzilla.
we will...
I'll be gone though.
we will...
Yes.
there
Where will you
there
be,
no Kyle?
Kyle?
On my honeymoon.
Yay!
Like my honest, for real honeymoon, not like TTRPG honeymoon. Like she's not graph paper.
I mean, we have a
Hey,
lot
one
of
the
this.
best
there.
honeymoons.
Hey, it was with you once.
Fair.
It's true.
You were pregnant with
That's-
my child.
Oh, that's right.
How could you
Child's
forget,
children.
Logan? You had twins. Sorry.
I was married to a lot of people at that time.
It's like
I
everybody
have a lot of
slowly
things.
raises their hand.
He was a polygamist.
I love
So we
it.
will be back next week with Shenanigoons without Kyle as we do our save
That's the
point. We'll
title.
talk about leveling. We'll talk about the new equipment, payment, favorable or non-favorable results from the end of this campaign, and then we will set up the. I'll do the RP and we'll set up the next adventure, which I have 2 different options I'm working on. One I'm kind of leaning towards. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. I'm pretty happy about it. And then, of course, we'll go from there. Tomorrow, you can catch DRPG, Discover RPG at noon PST. Angela and I do that show. It's a 2-hour talk show about Dungeons and Dragons and other RPGs where we talk about all sorts of things. What's our theme tomorrow,
Storytelling
Angela?
and more. Oh, I don't think we talked about it.
I don't think we've chosen.
We'll do what we
something.
did last time. We'll just make
We
one
have
last
lots
minute.
of options. We could talk. I just purchased I can't remember the name of it, Minchkin or something. It is a Smurfs level RPG. It's like early 80s children's cartoon RPG. It's all about conflict management, not from a confrontational combat standpoint. And I like.
Well, why
it
don't we
lot.
do a
It's really
debrief?
neat.
Sorry, didn't mean to start talking shop, but why don't we do a debrief of free comic or free TTRPG day or something? I have a ton of
Oh,
stuff
sure.
that I.
Great. Yeah, we can go through some of that. Because that was last week. That was amazing. That was Sunday, I think. So anyway, so we will talk about that tomorrow. Then tomorrow evening, we have our Pride event. We're doing community events for Pride. Rev from the Crit Show is coming in to run an ally-focused Monster of the Week style campaign. And then our last one, I think, is next week, and Angela's running that one. That's Wednesday as well. We are currently looking for people who are interested in being on shows. We have several shows that will be starting up over the next 4 months. So if you're interested in becoming a part of Nerdsmith and streaming with us, as long as you have a decent camera, a decent audio setup, and reliable internet, then we would be glad to have you audition for either that or one of our community events, which will be coming up very soon. We'll have a thing for that. Please check out worldanvil.com. They are our sponsor. They are amazing. I didn't get to do all my spiel earlier. I'm not going to go through it right now, but go check out worldanvil.com because they're amazing. They take very good care of us. Also check out dieharddice.com. dieharddice.com. You can use a coupon code Goonies for 15% off your first or next order. Go to nerdsmith.org to see all the other amazing shows there. Who are we promoting this week?
Tooth and
Nail, which is Orion and Travis. They do a show where they talk about all of the podcasts where they talk about all of the monsters in the Monster Manual, do deep dives into what they're about, who did the art, and just overall talk about a lot of amazing things. And it's funny. They're hilarious. So go take a look, listen to that. You can go to nerdsmith.org/content, and you can see the Tooth and Nail right there on that page. All right,
Pride
I think that's
pins.
going to be it. Let me let somebody else
Oh,
talk
yes.
for half a
Yes,
second.
yes, yes. Right. So again, it is Pride Month. We are celebrating the LGBTQ plus community, and there's no code for it. You just got to type the URL in. So if you go to nerdsmith.org/pride, you can pre-order one of our kick-ass rainbow dragon egg pride pins. They look like the emojis that Heather just put into the chat. They are gonna be beautiful.
And all pre-orders till the end of the
and-
month go to the Trevor Project.
Yes, all the profits from the pre-orders will go to the Trevor Project and help them with their life-saving services for LGBTQ youth in crisis. So please help us raise some money for a really incredible cause while also getting a kick-ass pin.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And if we do well with these pins, we're gonna do a Kickstarter and we're gonna do the entire line. We've got 10 more pins we want to come out with, all the same design, but they're for all of the different LGBTQ plus flags. 10 of them. We had to cut off
Our
somewhere.
best.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
We were doing our best. If they're extremely popular and in demand, we will do more. But for now, that's we had to kind of find a line and choose it because there are a lot of flags out there. So we're gonna rate our good friends Perception Studios, which is Perception Check. Tonight they're doing another fun one. So please come along with us. Even if you can't stay, please just come along with us. Say hi to Danny, who's the DM over there right now, and their whole show. It's just a lot of fun. They're good people. And if you've never seen their show on Wednesday nights, they play D&D with puppets, and it's felted friends. Puppets is kind of derogatory. So we'll see you guys over there.
What should our raid message
raid?
be?
Uncle Ronnie Spoons.
Uncle Ronnie plays
Spoons. Uncle Ronnie Spoons is our raid cry.
Nobody ever knows why we say what we say when we go there.
We get raided like that all the time. So, all right, guys, we'll see you over there in 3, 2, 1. Good night, everyone.
Shenanigoons.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da.